Buenos nachos. Happy Halloweeny. Let's go. Sorry about the little delay there. Had to get myself organized. Make sure internet was working. It was shitting out on me earlier, so we'll see if we can make it a stream without disconnecting. Do my hair. Look presentable. All right. Little sleeping potion action. Yeah. First, I guess we'll say it's the inaugural The Way After Dark race card. Though we've been doing this for a few weeks, but this week is extra special, we'll say. I was able to work with the team. And they were able to work with me. And they helped me put together a nice, well, it's probably going to be 8 races going forward in the future, but we had 10 races tonight, but a nice 8 race slate for us. So let me just search them up and we'll go over them. The first one closed. Entries are still open for the others. So the kickoff is going to be 60K claimer. We have 10 entries. It's pretty nice. We then have an 83K claimer, 100K claimer, a grade 3, 225 claimer, and then we have, did some cancel? I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure there was 10 races, but now we only have 6. But then we're going to close it off with a grade 1 to cap off. Let me actually go through and see if some races got taken off, because I looked midday and when entries had opened, everything was peachy keen. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, the only one that wasn't showing was, I believe, the A restricted stakes, and there was an allowance, I think. Yeah, here it is. The allowance. Wow, 15 of 12. Let's go. So almost not bad for a first week. You know, I know it's the late night races aren't ideal for some people's race schedules because you literally lose it. Like, you know, racing at 12 o'clock today is a lot different than racing at, 11 o'clock tonight. You basically skip almost a whole day, but it is what it is. They we'll work on it. People are gonna get accustomed to it. It's fine. It'll be like that sometimes. So yeah, we got 10 races. And the first one we can start. The next one's closing in 3 minutes, and then 10 minutes each one after that. So we should have enough time to dissect and get our losses figured out for the night. Let's try and go positive. It's the only thing we can do is try and go positive. I think after last week I was up maybe 200 derby, and I probably put about 4 or 5K in play across those 6 races. So that's a good night. Doesn't matter if it's $2 or $3. Anything over, even is beautiful. Even and above is just beautiful. So we'll see what we can get going tonight. Happy post Equinox Day. Equinox Day was fucking nice to me last night. We ended up crushing the sports slate, and honestly thought about taking off work this week, but we're not going to do that. We're going to be responsible. We're still going to go in, collect the paycheck, put in the hard work that we're supposed to, and we'll go from there. And I think I have 1 race tonight. I saw that. I think I hit. What did I have over the weekend? What the hell were we betting? Oh yeah, the Arsenal win was nuts. I think I had one. I had 2 picks right in the undercard, and then gave it all back in the main event, and ended up even as well. But it'd be like that sometimes. Yeah, 44-1 was kind of juicy. I wonder who held the tickets on those. So let me see. I have a race in 25 minutes. Oh, sorry, 35 minutes. Yeah, it's nice. Now I don't have to figure out what's going on for the first hour of the stream. So it works out. So let's Let's get the tool pulled up. Let's take a look at the first race. I'm not going to cap my race because there's no pool and I don't feel like being the liquidity, but I think I'm due for 5 furlongs, yielding. I think I'm good for a podium in this race without looking at any other horses, but we'll look at it later. So let me duplicate this. Races. We'll come down to the first after dark, all the way down here. Here we go. First race is a 60K clamor. I almost skipped the 30K to run here, but yeah, I'm right turf. And it wasn't that important to make this race, and I probably would have got smushed because all these horses are high pref. So we'll see what happens here. We have two S minuses. So based on absolute nothing but opening the race and knowing that it's a claimer, we're likely going to play one of the S pluses, but something tells me one of these A pluses is going to be in play here. So let's go to what's up, Mel? What's going on? Let's get horsepower opened. And let's get looking. Clear. Oh, geez. Everyone done with their trick-or-treating? I don't know what time it is everywhere else. It's fucking 9 o'clock here, so I imagine people in the Midwest still have about an hour of children knocking on doors. I get so lucky in the neighborhood I'm at, nobody comes around. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a great thing for me. Less people knocking on the door means less time I have to listen to the fucking dog bark. All right. So we're going 4 furlongs or 5 furlongs? 5 furlongs, left dirt, fast. Claiming only. So just looking at the overall, before messing with anything, mischievous lad. Yeah, the 2 S minuses towards the top on the speed, so we'll see what happens when we bust it down a little bit. Right. Claiming only. We're fast. 5 furlongs. Let's shrink the field a little bit and see what happens. Should shrink the field first. Oh, we got all sprinters, it looks like. Wow, the 2 S minuses now. No claiming stats at 5. At 4, yes. Mischievous lad has 1 win in 1 start, and Orinoco. We're gonna go with it. Orinoco. Let's go. Yeah, it's probably gonna be one of these 2. But only at 4 furlongs, so we'll see what it looks like under the hood. What's up, Crockett? A little bit of game everywhere. Only 1 win, and that did come in the claiming race. But what was the price? Four furlongs, 100K claimer. Yeah. No bad blood, yo. No bad blood. Listen. There's a game we play here. If it's in for a tag, it's for sale. It's not a bad little horse. It was a project horse. It's one of those Mercury breeds, and I don't think it quite peaked yet, but it definitely lives in the claiming races. Like, it won for 60. It won for 60. It placed at 60 a couple times, but like it could definitely grind the 30Ks and just get tossed around. It was RIP. RIP. Now you gotta wait for it to drop in so you can claim it back. Alright, so the claiming race that it did win, there were a bunch of S mine. Alright, so it's gonna be tough to. And Recta's nice. Yeah, this claiming race is kind of tough too. Not that one. So it won for 100K already. It's running for 60. Jesus Christ, it's gonna be hard to beat that horse. It's definitely gonna be hard to beat that horse. Yeah, I was hoping that some of the claiming races tonight for After Dark would have been on the turf, but they're all dirt, and they're also all 3-year-olds and up. So, obviously, this week's gonna be a learning and taking notes week. So that way I can get back to them this week and let them know. We'll get some. They took the 4 juvenile handicaps out, but we didn't replace them with any juvenile races. So that's one thing we'll have to keep an eye on. All right, let's check Orinoco. I hope I'm saying it wrong. All right. 3, a win, a second, and a nothing. Win, a second, and a nothing. So it's 1 for 50K already. Deep field too. Ran a 72. That's kind of nice. Wired the field. A couple other S minuses. Ghetto Cowboy looks nice. That's an 8-year-old, no wonder. And these A pluses are just solid A pluses, older. It's just the other thing. I wish I didn't have wish we could just fill this spot in here so I didn't have to click to see the age. I mean, it's right there. I get it. But what do we got all this empty space for? I'm a fan of utilizing space. All right, so it was claimed for 50 out of this race too. I wonder how many claims were dropped on it. It hasn't done much. 23 races still, but 1 for 50. 1 mistakes right off the claim. That's kind of nice. And then carried no weight in an allowance. He got scooped. Finished third, going 7 furlong. Lost a bunch of A plus. Don't like that. Might have a little show bet on this one, maybe. But I think the lean is gonna be the mischievous lad. All right, fuck, man. So if we're looking at 5 furlongs only, and we're looking at fast, which I believe is the current condition, it is. Let's see what A pluses show up. Some of these A pluses have to have game. All right, 2 of them show up: Mayonnaise and MKB. MKB, a win in a third. 116. So it's a Gen 0, 18 boost. Mayonnaise is a bred horse. Take a look, see at Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Also, I guess we could take a look at, since there is time, with these claiming races. Now I guess we can look at. I'm very happy for the race card. I'm very happy. Again, I know it's a pain in the ass to have it from 10 to midnight because it locks your horses up, but higher entry claiming. I think the 225K is 9K, 9,500 entry, which is just over 100. That's kind of nice. All right, Mayonnaise. 60K claimer, ran 4th, ran a 70. Let's see what won that race. S minus won it, and A. booked. So the horses that won weren't that swell. This horse was claimed. This is a weak ass race. Star-Lord's in this race also. So the horse already beat Star-Lord. All right. So mayonnaises. No bueno, I don't think. Yeah, I really wish there was some turf. I definitely would have hit definitely would have had endurance in one of the one of the claiming races if it was there. And hopefully next week we get some juvenile, like 150, 175 claimers. Maybe we will. I don't know. I hope we get some juvenile races next week because that would be nice. That would be really nice. All right. So a second and a missed podium. Oh, never mind. This horse is awful. This is a Sten's breed. No way this horse is good. All these Sten's horses and claimers. Did he sell this one early? No. This one got claimed from him. Horse was claimed for 25 out of here. Yeah, he lost it for 25. A 3-year-old? Yeah. Getting some of these horses early and for 25, like if you can get a 3-year-old, that's like, I've seen a lot of horses sold, and I'll be the first one to say it. Sometimes a 2-year-old season just doesn't pan out. Sometimes it's flat. Just wait, just to stop running it. Like this A+, I talked about it before, the one that I have in like Anne's Wish, like it's 1/3 on the board. But a lot of the races that this horse was in were like me being a dumbass trying restricted stakes or allowances. Like this is a claiming horse. This horse belongs in claiming races and claiming races only. No good in allowances, even when it's getting the weight advantage. No good in handicaps, even when it's carrying weight. Stakes races, forget about it. This horse is dog water. Last, 12th, 9th, 5th, 10th. But like in the realm of, like I said, 30, place for 30, place for 50, place for 60, place for 75. Like some of these races, they're not tough, but still. And then finally won for 60, which was kind of nice. This race wasn't terrible, I think we hit the top of the stretch and just said later bozo, but it's not gonna work. That's fine. Either way, I'm not showcasing my horse. I ran it 27 times and I've hit the board 9. But again, a lot of probably 10 of those races were in races where it just didn't belong. This is a claiming horse. This horse is meant to be running claimers and claimers only, and that's one thing I think it's hard for, like, I don't want to say newer players, but even just players in general. Like, if you're just donating $25, I mean, it's not really donating because you're getting it back in crown. So like, it's hard to say if you're just punting money away, but if you're entering stake races and you're not winning and you're not doing shit in allowance races with, carrying less weight, there's only one place to go, and it's claimers. And that's if you're trying to figure your horse out, that's what the claimers come in. Like I had my good buddy Zook text me this morning because we have an A+. And said A+ is it's not a great horse. It comes from a B+. It comes from a B+ that I mashed with a good S. All right, a good S. Well, like it won an allowance, but it was a 5-horse field. Like, all right, maiden dog water, handicap ran second, handicap runs second. shit in the stakes. 1 allowance carrying 3, but it was a 5-horse field. I told him to put this horse in for 60 to 75. I think this horse could win a 60K claimer. I think this horse could definitely win a 50K claimer. This horse isn't meant to be anything crazy. Like most A+, majority of A pluses aren't meant to be those, all right, this is the one that's gonna win me the grade 3 or whatever. Like that's just not how it works. If you're not winning carrying weight and allowances, and you're not winning carrying weight and handicaps, there's really only one place to go, and it's claimers. Like if you're scared to lose your horse and you don't want to enter for 25,000 because you paid, 35. Obviously, if you paid 35,000 for your A+, run it for 75 first. If someone claims it for 75, thank you. Thank you so much for claiming my horse at 75. I was never scared to lose my A+ for 50K. I'm not scared to lose it for 30. And I put it in for 25. I sure shit wasn't scared to lose it for 25. Like, you have to win. Like, again, it's really hard. It's really hard because you enter a race and you break even at the end of the day. But like, again, I started the stream off with, if you're up $3 from your starting bankroll, positive is positive. Positive is great. But winning is better. Winning is just always better. So I feel like a lot of people just need to essentially swallow their pride for the most part, and don't be scared to lose your horses. Get aggressive with the A+. I love A+. I think that's my wheelhouse now. It's like I picked up an S- the first 2 seasons. While it's awesome having nice S- that can compete in higher level claiming, I think having A+ that you spend 20 to 30K on, that can win 50, 60K claimers and eventually get claimed, like that's juice. Like that's a whole another game in its own. Like that's why this game is just great. There's so many avenues that you can just take and just have fun either way. Either you're breeding, or you're just staking, or you're wagering. It doesn't really matter. You just got to find your corner and stick to it. But yeah, I think with this first race, I think we're going with the Mischievous Lad. We have some time. Got 24 minutes. All right, 24 minutes. But I'm gonna be placing my wager on the S-. Let me check with chat real quick. Sours, what's going on? Go Sours here. Let's go. Every 10 minutes they're gonna be open. That's great. Appreciate you, homie. Now they want to be mods, huh? Now you want to be a mod. Yeah, McFly's a nice one. Yeah, congrats on that big win last week. That was good. That was good cheese. I don't know if it's alpha. I think it's just it's hard to gain. It's hard to gain perspective of how to play this game when there's so many different ways to play and so many different levels of entry. Like what we preached when people were, when the first big wave came in, what did we preach? Claim a cheap horse and figure out the game from there. And honestly, I think the claiming game should be majority of the game outside of, breeding. Once we get some more claiming races, added. We need more juvenile claiming. I don't know who's in the chat from the team, but we definitely need more juvenile claimers. Believe all horses home. Yeah. All the absolute. Yeah, that's claim every horse. Not financial advice. Obviously, check them out. If they're Mercuries, don't claim those fuckers until they're about 3 or 4 years old. I don't think I've seen a single Mercury breed at 2-year-old at the 2-year-old level that has done anything spectacular. But also maybe Mercury's just a claiming stallion. Maybe he's just spewing out claimers instead of top-notch horses. I think Ted was the best one. Lacey, what's going on? Welcome. Yeah, I think if I still have this little, if I still have my little fellow around after tonight, like I said, it's not going anywhere else. It's always going and claiming races. This is where it lives. All right, let me get the other race and see what's going on. All right, that's tomorrow. All right, so race 1, the 60K. I'm going with mischievous lad. Fuck, man. The allowance open, we'll check that one out, and then the 83K open. Also, the fields for these have been pretty big so far. That's nice. They're almost all filling. Even the grade 1, the nightcap, is 9 of 12. That's just under $100 entry. Yeah, the 225 is 9K entry. That's what, 115. So whoever crushes that one, whew. If we get a full field, 43. Jesus Christ, you can buy 2 A pluses for that. That's nuts. Oh, welcome, MJ. Welcome. What's going on, Soul Guy? Welcome as well. We're at the first race. I penciled in the first race pretty good here. I still need to get. I don't know if I think I'm using the horsepower comparison properly to the way I like to use it. I still don't use any of the other tools. Obviously, the breeding tool is worthless to me because I have no fillies to breed. And if I do look up a horse, I normally just open one tab and then have 50 tabs opened up as well to do the due diligence. So the 83K. All right, so let me get my shenanigans together for this race, and then we'll check out the allowance. Might have to re-up because I gotta reload because all mine are entered. When swap crown on website? When? Please, when? When? But yes, also thank you to the tool creators as well. I don't use all of them all the time, but the one that I mainly use is the MJ tool. And I enjoy it. For what I like to do for doing the wagering and the picks, I like the tool. Because it's the way I look at a race when if I have the racing form in front of me, I'm able to go through and look at the top 10 races in the racing form and see where they run. But here I'm able to condense it to exactly what I want. So for me, beautiful. All right, let me get this first one in. Oh, good. Everyone went heavy on the other mans. Let's go. All right, so we're going to do a win place bet on Mischievous Lad. Now we just got to figure out how heavy we're going to go. I don't think we're going to go that heavy. We got a long night. That's the other thing. Bankroll management. We got 10 fucking races tonight. 10. So, adjust your unit size accordingly. So for this one, I ain't giving out shit. We don't give out candy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a little trick-or-treating myself. Bing bong. Peanut butter M&M's, shareable size. AKA one bag for one person. I am a unit. I don't like this background. I need to get a better one. I don't mind it, but I'm gonna get, because I have the green screen. I wanna get my stream deck hooked up, and I wanna get gotta get some money falling down for when we cash these tickets. Gotta get the dunce hat on for when we shit the bed. We just want to stay above 50%. All right, so let's go with we'll go light tonight. We'll keep it. We'll just assume that 100 Derby is one unit, and this will be no, we're not going to do that. Do your own unit size homework. I'm not here to preach on unit size. This isn't a sports wagering. But we are on the 3 in this race. Mayonnaise likely to shock the world. This is an absolute horsepower, breed, so likely just comes back and stings us. Star-Lord, we cashed on before, way back. I think it's a 2-year-old. But let's get the allowance now. We got a full field for the allowance. Jesus. Oh, there is a show pool too. So yeah, for everyone, the newer people that don't like to win place, we do have show pool now. That's nice. That's really nice. I gotta get him to post. We did have there was like one afternoon post, but obviously going forward, I want to push it because I want full fields. And also, if they're going to juice everything, then what's the reason to not get in? When I don't have 4 horses entered, taking up all my derby. I also don't keep all my funds on the website, which is probably a good thing. Keeps me from just spewing on horses. It's nice. It's good stuff. Slow and steady, you know what I mean? Slow and steady, we'll get there. Pennsylvania works. Chad will help you out with that one. Chad will definitely help you out with that one. All right, let's get back to the horsepower. Let's clear this out. Let's clear this. Clear this. Clear this. And let's input. And this one is an allowance. Is this an A to shenanigan one? Yeah, this is an A to S. Not a fan of these. Don't like these 4-tiered allowance. So there's 2 S minuses right off the bat, carrying 4 pounds less than all the A's. Handful. Jesus Christ. A lot of high pref horses in this one. All right. Where are we going? 6 furlongs, right turf. Actually, that's what I want to do first. Something like that. They run in a circle, though. I don't know if, that's something you're accustomed to. I don't know if the circle will, make you dizzy. Some people, it's like a motion thing, All right, average weight, 19, 118. So both S minuses have partaken in the allowance condition. Are we going on fast? We're on fast. I know I was sick. I was gonna go on my burner account and follow it just so I could reset the goal, but now I have to wait till next stream. Woe is me. Woe is me. Welcome everyone. If you're just piling in, we are taking a look at the After Dark races with 10 race slate. I'm gonna try to get to each one of them. The first race kicks off at 10. We are down our race caller tonight. They're under the weather. Get better, No need to force things. Rest up. We get back at it next week. All right, let's condense this. 6 furlongs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least we had an A. Carrying 117, average 121, 121, 119. No board, no action. 1 win for the S minus Colossus. 1 win for the A plus Blue Neptune. Neptune. Dragonfly has a small sprinkle to start it off. Blue Neptune. Trust in him. Who am I trusting? Trust in Stens? Trust in the Vikings? A little bit better. Oh, this is the Nut High A+ that ran second in the graded race. What the shit was this all about? I feel like this was talked, but this was one of the main slates. I think it was a Saturday race. So Blue Neptune looks to be a strong horse. A+ rather. All right. 10 minutes left to get your picks in for race 1. And then 20 minutes till kick. We're still on the allowance. We got 20 minutes. So they're closing 10 minutes behind. So this is beautiful. I can waste like 5 to 6 minutes on each race bullshitting. And then by the time we loop back, we'll be good. I know at 9:45 I have my claimer. Actually, pick selection. Yeah, 4 minutes until mine goes off. So we're going to watch that. Not going to check anyone to see if they got claimed. But who's the A? Let me add a handicap. No, doesn't really do anything. Blue Neptune's still up there. Blue Neptune picks up one more stat with the handicap added on. Carrying 122 and winning. But also finished second in the grade 1. After I just got done talking about there's not going to be A+. I did say they're the outliers, so that's like the 1 in 1,000 probably that does it, that can compete at that level, but I don't think it went back since. Yeah, majority A+ are going to be claiming horses. I don't care. I'll stick by that. I've stuck by it for a while now. Blue Neptune. Blue Neptune. Soft or we're fast? We're fast, correct? Yeah, we're fast. Blue Neptune's soft, but it doesn't matter. Blue Neptune still pops off on a fast track. There's no fear. It's the other thing. I'm like, people, I understand the race selection sometimes is kind of iffy, but don't be scared of going, taking your soft and going fast, or taking your fast and going soft. Win 5 pounds. Yeah, so the weight doesn't seem to be an issue for this horse. Yeah, obviously it's not a fucking issue because it finished second to an S and beat an S and some S minuses. So this is just an overall really good A+. The old absolute stallion. Holy girl, beat Buck. So Blue Neptune's the better out of the 3 that hit the track so far. And has game at Jesus. I might put my money where my mouth is and just go with Blue Neptune. Well, normally I'm anti-A+, and there's no B's. Obviously, there's no B's because it's an A to S state or allowance. But what else could pop off? These S minuses. Chat, who we liking? Rick. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say might get an injury tonight, but they're good in 10 seconds. 100K claimer, no bueno. Stakes, second. 100K, 1 for 100K. All right, so didn't carry any weight here. Thanks a lot for the refresh. Didn't need that. Pegasus allowance, 5th, carrying no weight. Let me see what kind of condition it was. Carrying 6 pounds, 9th. No weight. So even carrying no extra weight, this horse is kind of cheeks, but it pops off in stakes races, which is kind of weird. 4 pounds, win. Stakes, win. Allowance, win. Pineapple. Is it Hazy Hills breed? Was it claimed or was it a purchase? Back in the before 4 times. 20K for S minus. Might be a little blue Neptune. This race is already ran. We don't need that. Full field. Say 25 out of 30. Might be a little blue Neptune action. Come on, catch up, please. Thank you. He is an LTS, but I don't think it really affects him. I think he was running off. I still think it's strong enough. I don't think going left to right, like to me, left and right, it doesn't really matter. They're running in a circle. I think the preferences that matter most are is it dirt or is it turf, depending on how many stars. I like taking my right turf and running left. I get results. It's not bad. It's not like a 3-star. So is it 2-star here? First time going right. I think I'm still willing to. This is called a. I don't know if I can see the G word. Starts with G, ends with amble. You know, that's one of these. That's what one of these is. This is a G amble play, and I think the odds are just nice that it's kind of worth it at the moment. There's still like 15 minutes until it closes, but it's more so of not a value, but a G amble. And I'm a big fan of taking the G ambles from time to time. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're not gonna go heavy. We're gonna go half. We're gonna sprinkle this one towards a full field. I don't want nothing crazy. I'll have the D-Gen stream where, you know, we're running it up, but we're not gonna run it up today because we got 10 races. So we're gonna take it nice and slow. We're gonna ease into this one. So race 2, we're on Blue Neptune. Race 3, the 83K. Let's see what ended up in here. 3-year-old trot on. All right. No fillies. I wonder if any fillies got put in the 225. I feel like that's where people would put fillies if they want to lose them. So Stens, maybe stop selling. Maybe stop doing fire sales. No more fire sales. The claiming races can be the fire sales. All right, let's check this out now. Give me a little refresh. Can I watch my race? So I gotta download it to watch it. Please don't do this to me. I don't want to waste time here. All right, no one spoiled this race. So I'll just download it real quick so I can watch it. Yeah, sprained his ankle. Good luck with that. I would like to watch my race, please. Am I going to have to do it this way? That's great. Please don't do this. Not tonight. I'd like to watch these races. I would really like to watch these races. All right, green balls. Green balls is going to be the odds-on favorite. Doesn't really matter. Jesus Christ, how many balls are in this race? Green balls, lazy balls, PG balls. Where's BB balls at? Did you buy this horse? Trot, did you buy this horse from Soulmate? Is that why? Clear list. I'll clear this. Claimed. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Hello, friend.
You got me up? Sorry, I didn't realize.
I don't want to make you wait for 10 minutes this time, so I figured pull you up right away so I don't have to hear about it.
I just assumed I was waiting, and that's why I was caught off guard. I've got 2 races in the next 10 minutes. What are you swindling people to try to get them betting money? Why can't we watch some real races?
Because I tried to watch real race, and unfortunately, this is what happens. I want to watch my horse run. I want to watch my Mercury baby.
And then 9 minutes. Well, yeah, that's not going to end well, but
the first race goes off. The first real one goes off at 10, but there are a lot of other races leading up to it.
There's two max filled S minus grade restricted races. They're nice. Right there firm, turned up fast. Left there 80%, turned up soft. Those will be good.
I know.
Pull them up.
I don't get to watch my replay now. I get my stick. Yes, someone claimed my horse. Good on them.
Well,
I'm rich.
You're supposed to sound like you're.
Listen, dude, I'm telling you, some of these horses, when I get into the little bit of the red, this is a rewash. I paid $6K for this horse on the marketplace. I think I was in about just under 20 in racing. So we're profitable now. So good luck to
you paid $6K for that horse?
Yeah. Or 8K maybe.
The name is worth 8K.
Yeah. Oh, there might have been a shake on this horse. I don't know how I see that. No, just solo claim. All right. No, someone bought it from you for someone bought it from you for $399.99, and then resold it for $57, and then I bought it for $64. And then
these were early days. Yeah, everybody thinks that the OGs just print money, and generally speaking, they're more or less right, but there were a ton of horses that build on themselves, right? Every horse builds on a generation. So like the earliest ones are the most influential ones. A lot of those went very cheap.
Who fucking claimed my horse? Crockett, was that you? You did talk about it earlier. Whoever took it, that's their first horse, so good for them.
Well, I like that. I do like that. There's nothing worse to me than when someone buys a horse from me that has 80 horses or claims a horse from me.
Like I said, it's not about. It's 1 for 60 already, 1 for 60K, so it can compete there. Like from 30 to 50 or 30 to 60K, it should find a home. I just, it's one of those ones like, let someone else have it. Let someone else have it. But good for them. I'll track that one. All right. Window closed for race 1. 8 minutes until it goes off. Sten's is going to call the race tonight.
Nah, dude. I'm watching mine in 10 seconds.
All right. Well, let me see if I can pull it up, because I have like 20 minutes until the other race closes. Which one is it? This one?
It's a nice race. Right turf.
10 furlongs?
Sounds right. Fast. Yep.
Yeah. But I don't. Okay, here we go. There we go. You have to watch it.
We got 2 in here. One has no fucking chance. But the one with Juniper in the name should be live.
The one that has no chance, you know what to do. They just just drop it in the claiming races.
I do. Trust me, I do.
That's how you do it. I know. Only left third and left third for tonight.
Yeah. See, the 9 here does seem very good. It seems like it's a dominant option. We'll see if that finishes, but
I bought an S minus from Blue Elder for 27. He had listed on the market as an age 0 or an age 1. And it's by Ace King, but the mother was an A. So I don't think it's like a great S minus. So it hasn't, it finished second in 1 restricted stakes, and then the rest it kind of shit the bed. So when I saw the 225 claimer today, I was like, oh fuck, we're going right in there. But then I realized that all the races posted were for older horses, and there weren't really any juvenile races on the card tonight. So like, hopefully next week we get that corrected. I'd like to see some nice like higher end 2-year-old claimers. Maybe you put a couple S minor in there, you know.
It's a tough balance to balance juvenile versus mature horses, especially if we're going to make them make the trade-off of you have to retire or race. Then they do deserve bigger pots. Like that part I get for sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm a broken record. We need more claimers and we need more claimers at higher buy-ins.
Yep.
I can race a horse twice and it gets claimed because there's nowhere else for me to race that horse, especially if I have fillies to race. I'm not going to race the fillies and claimers. So if I'm going to race the fillies and I'm going to race the colts, I by definition have to race the colts and claimers, and the claimers aren't sufficient. Yeah, the juniper bloodline seems quite good. Very pleased thus far. There's going to be another one tonight in the 225K claimer. Actually, that's probably better than this horse, but this horse is pretty good for a 2-year-old.
I thought the 8 was going to run you down.
Nah, son. Wasn't even worried.
See the official results. Nothing. 2 minutes. Who else did you have in here? What number? Oh, June.
Sage died. Like, Sage should sometimes in chat just, die down a little bit. The Sage like horse died down quite a bit. It was in the lead early. And Sage the horse itself was a sprinter. I'm just trying to get race volume. I'm very serious. Like, if you have as many horses as we do, you cannot race effectively without putting more than 2 horses in a race. And I refuse to put more than 2 horses in a race. And I refuse to put fillies in a claimer, except for when I fuck up and accidentally put a nice filly in a claimer. So at the end of the day, your racing schedule is what is available, not where you should be racing.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we definitely, and we've all preached it. You preach it on your stream, I preach it on my stream. I don't know if anyone else preached it on their stream, but claimers, literally just claimers. Like,
but it's more nuanced. It's more nuanced. We need higher buy-in on claimers. If you want fillies to race in claimers, you need to have a mechanism for them to race in the same race, not separate races, in the same race. Whether that's a function of the claim amount or if there's weight applied to colts in claiming races, I'm open to both suggestions. But yeah, I mean, when the schedule was released for this season, and it really caught me off guard on, okay, we're going to run it back. We have no higher claimers. And, Commission and I disagree on basically everything except for that I'm a better chess player than him, as exhibited by our 1v1 chess record. But he agrees, like, you want to make these horse valuations make a lot of sense at the truest top end. Some stuff makes sense everywhere, but at the true top end, then you have to be racing for more than $100 a race as well. The crown stimmies are nice, but the crown stimmies benefit everybody. They don't benefit the winner of the race. And if the max entry fee you can get in a race is $100, that takes a long time to pay that off. And there's always a chance you're going to be passed by something. And that doesn't mean you can't race for $2. This is not a shot against Mo or the people that want affordable entry fees either. There's a place for both. But if we're evaluating whether or not there's an appetite for claimers based on the After Dark slate, no offense to DoughBoy, who we all know and love, these races do take a sacrifice. You mentioned it earlier on stream. This is 2 days of racing to enter a race tonight. And we still, other than the After Dark slate, don't have a single claiming race for over 100K.
Yeah, I think if, like I said, all these fields are pretty much, like, this one just capped out. So this is a full field for 125. That's very good for them to see that we're getting a full field for 125K claimer. Give us more. We're 8 of 12 for the 100K. Give us more. The 150, 9 of 12. Give us more.
Give me one at 10 a.m.
Give us more, please. Like, we can fill them. The higher stakes, that's $112 entry for 225. I don't know if that's like the math works out, but it doesn't matter. Like, even if this was like a grade 3 stakes, 9K buy-in, like it would still fill. People, like, I feel like the bigger stables, it's more, I want to say beneficial, but it's, you get more racing from the higher, the bigger stables want a higher entry so they can, you know, have a reason to breed these horses and or to it's a recoup. Like, I don't want to breed a horse, you know, you don't want to hit a $1,000 USD stud fee and your average pot size when you win is $80. Like, that's cool, but like, I bred that horse because I want a killer horse. Give me a $200 entry, give me a $150 entry. Like, I can't imagine like those kind of races don't fill. Like, I feel like there's enough out there in the population with these good like S horses, S pluses, that they'll pay $200. Like, would Absolute Horsepower pay $200 to enter a graded race?
Well, our horses are donkeys and they're not allowed to win, so no. But generally speaking, a lot of the big stables would. I mean, like, there's so many. Let's have a conversation about it. I don't know why we got rid of the racing council, which I would never be prohibited to be on, or would be never be permitted to be on. If you don't like that claimers are the highest entry fee races that you have based on the claim amount, then reduce the field size to 10. Instead of being out of 12 or out of 14 or out of 16 or out of 18, make claimers out of 10, because the people that are farming Crown are less likely to farm Crown if it's out of 10. And the people that wanted to race a claimer can actually race a claimer. We already talked about how to make fillies race in the same claimers as colts. Like, there are ways. I think the team needs to open a dialogue on what the community wants to see for racing. And I get everybody's got their biases, but I've not talked to anybody that doesn't want to see more claiming races. And oh, by the way, more claiming races means more horses claims, which means more fees generated for stimulus. Like, it's no one wanted to risk their Gen Zeros back when they were Gen Zeros racing. I understand that. Now it's the most balanced place to race, because you can have a dog water S race against a very good A plus. You know what? They might be competitive, but there's no place in handicaps or allowances that says that A plus can race the same S. In claiming, they can. If that horse is better, if that A plus is better, one, it can win the race. Two, it might get claimed.
Get up for second, stupid. All right, picked the wrong S minus, but we still cash, so we take that. Yeah. Listen, I eventually, you know, I buy one horse a season, it seems. But like I said, I buy an S minus. So like, I want my S minus to be able to, if it's good, I want to be able to enter like $100 entry race. There's a reason. Like, I want that personally. I'm a degenerate, and obviously high stakes racing is why I really like this game, because it all ties together. There should be high stakes. There should be a lot higher stakes races than what we currently have right now, outside of the, I guess, the Saturday qualifiers, and then the Saturday is a 1K pool. But like, you know, eventually people are going to want to race for more.
Well, I think we need it. If you want to grow the game, which we all want, you have to grow the game at every level. And if we've been live for 5 months and we've not exceeded the highest entry fee we had on day one of going live, keep in mind, you know, in the first month of going live, Crown was down at 5 cents or even 3.5 cents at some point, and now it's at 40 cents. You don't think there's an appetite? The game hasn't already grown, and yet we're just governing ourselves at the top end. At least put a lobby out there. If it doesn't fill, then you can tell us, look, we tried this, it didn't work, and do it in normal racing hours.
And that's what, like, yeah, and that's why I feel like, I mean, if they see that these late night claimers are filling, I would hope that we start adding them to the rotation of midday to late afternoon, instead of people having to wait for Tuesdays and Thursdays only to run in a 200K claimer for, you know, whatever entry is. But like, that's I think they thought, and it's like Siberian said, he wants to see the non-winners of one allowances gone. Like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's a fucking maiden race. Like, why would we have those? In addition to maidens, so I'll say it like I said it with the other stuff. Rome wasn't built in a day, but like this game moves fast for not being like a grind fest. Like people realize right away that we need more of this. We need more of this. The first race did go off track. The one ended up scooping.
I think the easiest way to put it back towards the team in a constructive mechanism is just because races are running or they're getting to a certain fill rate does not mean there's an appetite for those races. It means people own a depreciating asset that for them to actually financially benefit from buying, they have to get whatever race volume they can. As it stands, I don't think there's a lot of places to race non-true top-end S-minuses, and there is not a single place to race mediocre S's. And that's like, oh, woe is me. We're at the top end. We can't race our horses. What about the A's and the B's? Like, I get that too. But what I thought the team did a good job of, and where I'm going with this is, like, they did scale up their allowances and their grade restricted a little bit to match like the global grade of the population moving up. So there's more S- stuff now than there was before. The low end of the allowances is an A as opposed to an A-. Like those things, like Richie, check, got them. But what's missing is the dialogue and understanding of this race is running, but that does not mean that's what the community wants. And I don't speak for the community, but if you talk to the community, I think there would be a pretty easy to reach a consensus on what people want to see.
This horse was claimed. The winner was claimed out of the last race. What are your thoughts on that one?
Go up Orinko. I do like the Vanderdutch guy. He's been good.
This horse
wants to talk about CAD 360 win and the like, but he's bought some big pieces. I didn't watch Poker Players Right. Richie isn't real. I didn't watch the race, but any horse that can win.
It won pretty convincing, but it's one for 50 out. We won a big field for 50. It's one of those S minuses. Like this is where the S minuses go. They end up going to 75, 85, 90, and 100K claimers.
Yeah. So he bought it for 60K in a claimer. He probably pays a transaction fee of 5%. So call it 60, whatever. If he races in a 60K climbers, one, he can win. And then if it gets claimed, he's still won because winning the race with the crown and the actual race pot was worth it. Claimers is the easiest entry point in the game. Like there's 100 reasons we should have twice as many claimers as we do, because it does allow you to take risk off. If you buy an unraced horse from me, there's a reasonable chance, even with the best of intentions of me breeding it, I bred a fucking donkey. Not my control. But if you've seen it run a few times and you're like, well, this horse might be pretty good between 5 and 7, but it's not great, so maybe it should race at 50 to 60K. They buy it in that claiming race. It didn't turn out very well, so they step it down from 50 to 60K and they go down to 40 or 30 or even 25K. They're minimizing their loss. It isn't you paid me 200K for a horse that looked good on paper and was a donkey and you've lost 100K immediately, like the second you took it off the lot. It's you lost $100 because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to, but you learned something in the process and you're better prepared to go forward in the next claiming experience you have.
Yep. And that's basically what we told new players when they came in with the rush is scour the claiming races. Everyone obviously did at that time. 2 minutes until this race starts. 2 minutes until the window closes for the 83K claimer. And then we are focusing on the A stakes coming up. But yeah, majority of the players in this game are going to be playing the claiming game. They're not going to be playing the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 stakes game, like, unless you have the bankroll. But I definitely think that we should have. I mean, I've always been on the side of more claimers. It's just what it is. Like, you know, the stat IRL is 70% of races run at North American racetracks are claiming races. I feel like our numbers should be close to that for this game, especially given that now, from here on out, the pool of horses is just getting larger and larger and larger. Like, we're done. Gen Zeros are done after this month. That's it. For puts. So crop 1 turns 5, and then that's it's just gonna get bigger and bigger. The more fillies retire, the more horses get on the track. Like, but we need places for them to run. And again, 70% of races in North America are claiming races. So we have to be close to that number. Like, maybe not 70 exactly, but not right now. But at some point, it's gonna have to be 70, because not every horse is gonna be a restricted racing horse. Or a restricted stakes horse. Not every horse is going to be a great racing horse. Like, that's just what it is. 4 furlongs sloppy. Did you get anything in the bigger claiming races tonight, or did you skip?
Yeah, we got another Juniper one in the 225, but it sounds like Superman's gonna Superman that hoe. So that'll be a tough race, and maybe a horse gets claimed. And we talked about it the last time I was going to give you 20 minutes and give you 3 hours was we had got a horse claim for 200K. So if you want to tell me like the higher entry fee race claimers are being abused because people are just crown farming, then answer me why a horse would ever get claimed in those if they're actually being farmed.
But crown farming dead now, right? Like, I mean, you can do it, but it's not as.
Oh, you can do it. There are
obviously
there are certainly people doing it. But they're also giving race volume, because by definition, if you're crown farming, at least now, you're giving race equity to someone else in exchange for a cheaper entry point to crown. So I don't hate it as much as I used to. My big stances against crown farming were the segmentation between Gen Zero and after generations, and that's more or less gone now. I saw your post, Trot on. I think we have a race. DoughBoy's supposed to be managing this shit, but
I know what's going on here.
I can comment on it after he does.
Let's go fucking Blue Neptune, yeah. Yeah, obviously, I don't think a lot of we didn't put a lot of chatter into it, but the A+ that finished second in that grade 1 obviously came from one of your stallions that you sold, so it's no longer yours anymore. Now belongs to Lacey. Why is it frozen?
Weird how that works. No, it was a good deal for both. We weren't going to use it, and she can use it and she can market it.
But yeah, the A+ ran second in the grade 1. I don't know if it was one of the free entry ones, but we'll take a look at it after this again. Hopefully this doesn't freeze up. Guess I'll go fuck myself. Oh, you know what they say. Let's try this one more again. No spoilers in chat, please. No spoilers. But who knows? Yeah, I mean, listen. I think we're all on the same page with the claiming races. Whether or not it's getting through to, you know, the up above. I mean, I've expressed the fucking game. I've expressed my my grievances with and again, I'm not a big. I have 5 horses. Well, I have 3 horses now because one got claimed. But don't spoil this race, damn it. It's gonna run. It's gonna run. If it runs in a small box, it runs in a small box. I'll plus screen it, but. Yeah, I think I don't know how much. I'm not in, you know, general every day to realize who's going to war for what. I see a couple wars daily, normally between the same people. But if people are going to war over claiming races, then definitely tag me in those, and I'll come in and battle. I love the battle. Yep, I'll just go fuck myself. So while this is frozen up, this is the horse that I was talking about, Stems. And again, this could have just been, you know, the random.
the last time I was on with you, I think we picked it in the handicap, and I was like, this is the only choice for the race. I don't want to talk about any other horse in a 16 horse race or whatever it was. Then it didn't win. So, yeah.
So
probably that one. Yeah.
This is one of the qualifiers. I think this was a qualifier.
Yeah. Lacey's right. It was the Karma race. So it's not this one, but the race that Karma won. Yeah. Same horse, that's fun. We are starting to see narratives build, and you're talking about the same horses week over week or whatever that ends up being. But it should be good. It should be a good horse. I thought it was going to win the race that night, and it didn't. So
let's see if we can get it to run now. Close some windows out. Probably not. Likely still going to get frozen. Chad, I got no control over how these run. If they freeze, they freeze. If they run, they run. Don't shoot the messenger. Go into general and yell at the people that control the races. And if me closing out the extra tabs work, then I apologize. Oh, nope, wasn't me. Told you. All right, so I guess we're just going to have to hit the refresh button on that one. That kind of stinks. I hate that shit. I really do.
You get 30 seconds. So Trot-On bought an S filly, age 0, RTF from Big A and an A+. Good preferences. I don't know. I actually don't know what a good price is for this horse, though, because we haven't sold very much at the true S level with good preferences. I've enjoyed all of my experiences with breeding with Big A. Shout out to Crypto Hog if he's in the chat or just listening.
I like my Big A colt.
Yeah, our 2-year-olds right now are Big A breeds, I believe. And they all kind of rolled up a grade or subgrade. They have good preferences. Early results seem pretty solid. I don't know why I didn't go back to it. I just hadn't yet. You $250 plus fees for age 0 filly from 1-1-1. That seems good. I don't know what the market is right now. I guess I can look at that quickly to see if I can find something that I would have rather had. But my guess is probably nothing.
For the A stakes.
Well, who are we betting on while I look at this?
I picked Kairos Koros to win this A stakes. The Snakes and Ladders is the community favorite, we'll say. Not a lot of sprinkling going on. I need a little support from the team, Need to push this. I don't know if they're ready to push this stuff yet, but
you can't even show the race because you're Pennsylvania.
No, my
Harrisburg. Where are you at in Pennsylvania?
Yeah. All right, let's see if it works now. I'm going to pull it down so that way it doesn't spoil. It's spoiled. Got screwed. All right. So the A+ shit the bed actually ran 12. So that makes sense. I think they did that on purpose for me. So I got scooped there. The odds-on favorite was the 7. No, I don't think that horse was ever winning this race, but that's fine. And then AAA. All right. AAA.
Going back.
Chad have anything? Wow, 109. They actually ran that pretty fast.
I think some of those can get wonky in races like this, but going back to Trot-On. Yeah, the lowest in the marketplace now is $200K, which is actually somewhat of a slightly unique piece. It's not ours. We have 0 horses listed for sale. And then the next 3, 4, 5, 6 are right dirt. Like, you don't get to an S under 400K that doesn't run right dirt, except for the one that's at 200K. So yeah, then that price seems good. I mean, that's what I said, is that I don't know what people are selling things at these days, but yeah, if you pay $250 and the only non-right dirt firm option on the marketplace is one at 200K with very low preferences, but it is kind of a unique piece, and then the next bus is 415K, then what are we talking about?
We have one filly listed right now. And it's only listed because everyone went on the bull run again. So, trying to get one of them stimmies. but I doubt we sell it.
Oh, you're 450. I see it there. Yeah, age 1-year-old. Like I do think the community needs to do each season as we go. They need to bake in their own assumptions of how many horses is my horse that I'm going to buy and going to have to compete against. How many horses should be better than it at that given time, even if that's at the A- level. Like you can't do exact science at that point, but at the top end, you can kind of do that. And then 2, you have to just, at some point, you have to make an evaluation and say, the team has promised the growth phase through May 2024. But you also have to realize a horse that is 0 now, turns 1 in a month, turns 2 in a month, can race, and then before that horse can breed, if you're baking in breeding revenue from that horse, like eventually you do. This is not fighting anything. It's just make informed decisions about what was juicy and what was super freaking nice 3 months ago. Do we still have that 3 months? Did you not lose time, or is everything status quo? I don't know.
That's a really shitty S. I mean,
Well, it is named Sully.
It also came from Zoom Zephyr, which I don't think has put any. Has that horse put anything out that's been worth a damn?
Let's not give him reasons to buff the S pluses.
Oh, great. Lacey's got one in this claimer. All right, 100K. We got 10 minutes until the window closes. All right, this race
must be from a 101. What is it? It's got to be a Serenity Now full. Gotta be 100%.
The Lacey one, likely.
Yeah.
Likely. All right, the 83 claimers are in the gate. Hopefully we get to watch this one. I forgot who I had in this. Green balls. Some horse with balls in its name. Green balls. Get out of here, trot on. Try to keep me away. We didn't chalk it down, so hopefully we connect. Divine skill. Yeah, I would have loved to see some variety. There was a lot of left dirt and a lot of left turd for this card. But we'll see what happens next week. I'm just,
I heard you know a guy. I thought you could
I do know a guy, but you know what I mean? Like, I like to work in advance. And when they let me know that this had gone up, it was literally yesterday morning. So when I gave my list of things that I noticed, when I noticed there was no juvenile races, when I noticed that they left the original 4 handicap, there was literally supposed to be 14 races to go off tonight. And I was like, maybe take the 4 handicaps out and just give me the 8 races that I had suggested. So we ended up with that. I'm not mad. I'm happy that they're working with the creators, Maybe not.
How do you feel about a space between doe and boy?
I don't like that. That was literally the first thing I said. I saw it. I was like, next week we can just do DoughBoy one word. And we'll see how that works.
Green balls. Green balls. Closing fast.
Later, bozos. Woo, free money.
Damn near balls podium there.
Almost, yeah. Divine skill chipped the bet on that one, but we could have the lazy balls, PG balls, and green balls hit the wire. The ball trifecta.
Lots of balls. All the balls.
Well, chat, that was free money. Trot told you, listen, we got rules. When Trot says don't do it, we do it. So green balls was the pick there. We got 3.5 to 1. Where was the 6? Did I get cool easy? No, the balls hit the thing. I had a sprinkle bet because there was nothing bet on the other S- in the show pool. That was one of those Devo plays. Sometimes you got to sprinkle just to cover. But we're good on that one.
The problem is you can't really sprinkle when you're sharing your screen on a stream. It doesn't really work.
I mean, they can see it. This is not this is definitely not financial advice, and no one should follow anything I say. You should always do your own research. But if they see the sprinkle, they know about it. The next race goes off in 7 minutes. The pick window.
What about the pick window? Let's go back to the 100K race. We haven't handicapped. Tell me who's going to win.
I'm probably oh, wow. She has both of them. Lacey has the whole field, evidently. We just got done talking about this farming situation, Lacey, and you're in here with 4 horses, Just 2.
4?
Nah, just 2.
Oh.
I mean, it's likely one of Lacey's. Like Lacey probably locks up the exacted. Tactical Assault's pretty good going long. A+. I don't think that fucking Sully horse does a damn thing. Yeah, Tactical Assault's a router. It's a Neptune baby. A lot of Neptune babies getting showcased here. The last one finished dead last, so not looking too good for Tactical Assault in this race. But I think this horse has won for 83 before. I think it's one of those ones that likes to stay up that way. Handicaps, 60, 75, 100K. No, it didn't yet. All right. I was talking out my ass. Oh, it did. 60. One for 60, one for 50. This is all back in the 2-year-old season, I think. So it's a 30-year-old. Pretty stale.
I personally don't think we're seeing. I don't think we're seeing enough from aging to really consider it a factor.
I'll tell you right now.
Will that change? Maybe. But
my 2-year-old was dog water until it hit 3, and as soon as it hit 3, it was blouse salad. You know, it just started scooping grade 1s left and right. Let's see if this one's a little bit of a. All right, you got a couple of results here. So category 1 is the current selecting favorite, and probably rightfully so. It has places in grade 3 or grade 2. Which one is it? Grade 3.
If I wasn't in Minnesota, I would fade that a little bit. There's at least one horse, maybe 2 horses here that I like. I really like Achilles Heel.
Yeah, Achilles Heel
Vice
made the cut.
But that would probably be my first choice. The number 4.
Friend Stables. FREND. Who is this? Lacey's all over the place. Every time I click on a horse, I see Valkyrie Stables. I guess when you buy the best stallions in the game, that's what you get, right? Wink, wink. Charts. Yeah, Achilles Heel is a fucking monster at the distance. Interesting. Yep. Won restricted stakes last time out. 4th in a graded stakes. 1 restricted stakes before. 2nd for 75. 1 for allowance carrying 4 pounds. 1 handicap carrying 7. So that's a pretty good stretch of races. Has 1 for 60. 2nd for 83 back in the day.
Go back to the 70K or 75K claimer field. Who was in it? Any of the same horses?
Chin Hook.
The one I got second out of. Yeah, because it's the same distance. Same distance, same weather.
Got beat pretty decent margin by the S-Line.
Timu is in this race as well, right? That actually helps. That's how I try to handicap these things, is for common opponents in similar fields. Eventually, I think aging might be a factor. It doesn't really seem like it is right now. So if I was going to use that, I would say maybe you can potentially cross off Timu.
Timu just doesn't like to hit the board in these claimers. 1 for 60 way back, 1 for 60 again. But everything recently has been 4th, 3rd, 4th, 1 in allowance, 75, 5th, 1 of stakes, 4th in the allowance, or 4th in claiming. Like, that's the thing that mind fucks me, is like you can win the restricted stakes, but then in a 75K claimer where you should probably win, you just don't. But that's the game. Ooh, 5 fourth places in a row. We used to call that the pity point in the other game. And it's still pretty much pity here because you don't get shit for 4th unless you have a big field.
We can, as I say, out of 10, you probably can. You probably make money.
That. I mean, with Crown being the way it is, like these are all plus money events.
But even like 4th out of 10, even in Derby sense, we'll pull one of them open. Don't matter which one. We're gonna run out of time. 2 minutes. Pull one open. I think 4th out of 10 is probably like Derby. It's not Derby positive. It's close. It's very close.
After I get my sprinkle little star in, we'll check it out.
You're betting on Timu after we told everybody to fade it? Don't take my pick. That's dumb.
Listen, I pay for your advice, You're like one of those sports guys.
You don't, though. You've never actually paid me for anything.
I'll never.
I tried to give you a horse for dirt cheap, and you wouldn't even take it.
I will never give you my money if I don't have to.
Remember when I tried to sell you an S minus crop one filly with like 7 preferences for like $40K?
You remember when I was poor? Yeah, I remember when I was poor. Unfortunately, we didn't get the stimulus until 2 weeks after that. So what are we gonna do? Can't spend money I don't have. That's just not fine. That's not financially responsible. And on this Tuesday night stream, we're all about being financially responsible. Bankroll management. You can't spend what you don't have.
This is a seminar. You are teaching a seminar, no different than Nate LFC, who gets to talk to people about JPEG things.
Yeah, so
for the IRS.
Entry was $26.50, and it was 75 crown. And for fourth place, you got $25.44. So you lost $4,
and you got the crown. Yes,
$1. Yeah. So like finishing fourth in the big fields is nice. It's a wash on your entry, but you are positive from the crown, which is beautiful. What a beautiful game. Pool closes in 25 seconds.
You can pull up the other race. The other race starts in 20 seconds.
All right, green ball paid us up. We're up one tonight. Let's go. That's all we needed. We just needed one. So the first race we were down. The first race we were down 50 crown. After it all was said and done, because we hit second. Last race we got scooped. This race we get it all back. I love this game. Live.
You're skipping the RDS. What do you have against the RDS race?
I don't. I have this A stakes race. I got to get up here, so that way
that's what I'm talking about.
I can see. No official Fuck. All right, the race wasn't gonna play anyway. Official results. My pick finished fourth. The favorite hit the third, and then the A minus won the A stakes. 45 starts, 2 wins, a second, and a third. Now, come on.
What are you talking about? I don't think the race isn't run yet.
Isn't it?
Bro, no, that's just the gate number one.
It's saying official results. I'm just listening to what it's saying.
What are the chances that the horses finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Pretty good. Can't really see it though.
Doesn't seem good. It seems like that wouldn't happen very often.
Well, last time I closed out everything, it didn't work anyway. So I'm just gonna trust that it's just not gonna work ever. Yeah, I'm gonna have to
spread fake news. We don't know the results of this one yet. If you have it at home and you don't have a toaster for a router, you probably know the results. But for those of us playing along,
just the internet. Category 1, get out of here. I don't even know if I got a pick in on that one. This is what is this? This is the grade 3. All right, 8 horse field. That one's gonna be a pain. Because likely the S just wins. It's just how it works, right? So 18 minutes until
looking on paper.
8 minutes. God damn, yeah, I need to have them space them out next week. So yeah, as soon as this one's done, then we have an hour until the other one's. So I can slow it down a little bit. Jesus Christ, there's a lot happening in 30 minutes. Fuck, man. Can I watch this race?
But would you object if After Dark started at, let's call it, 8 p.m. Eastern? Like the races started at 8 p.m. Eastern. Like, why are we bound by the first race can't possibly happen until after the normal racing slate?
We're not.
Your thoughts?
We're not. It's just like I said, this week is going to be a learning week because they had asked me, like, do you want to start at 9? And I was like, I'd like to just, right now for the first week until I figure out what all needs changed and adjusted. I'm just going to start at 9. But listen, if it gets engaged, it's hard. Like I told them, it's hard to get people to engage at 10 p.m. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to get people to pay, on a Tuesday night nonetheless. But I don't mind, like, starting at 8 and the first race goes at 9. Like, I think that's probably a little bit more doable than start at 8 because then I got to go live at 7 and I ain't trying to go live at 7. That's
What are you going on at 7?
Huh?
Maybe I'll steal your day from you. I'll be the Tuesday guy.
What you want?
I'm the Tuesday guy now.
You can do whatever you want. Just remember,
Nah.
I have a little bit of favor with the squad. You just remember that, Spence, all right?
A little bit compared to me? No.
Don't make me fucking don't make me swing the trunk around, all right? I got some pool around here, all right?
Yeah.
They don't mind me as much, you know. I say nice things, you know.
Yeah, it's a negligible difference, I think, at best. But
even though
you might be right.
I get beat by a guy that sells cars on the side of the road. Like, I don't know how that works, but we're not here for that. We're not here for that. We're here for this.
Yeah, the S in the you were talking the grade 3 seems tough to beat. It is soft, but there's really not a soft horse. The gate 1 technically on paper is an RDS, but I kind of trust the odds. If you get that big of a difference in the morning line odds in a big enough field, it normally seems
what's the gap? $4?
Pretty indicative.
Yeah, it's a full $1 from the next. That's actually $1.50 almost. 4.18 to 5.4. And this one again, this doesn't look like a good S- on paper. Just based on the win column. Places and shows.
The only thing to check is if it would add like a distance preference, but I didn't even open it to look. I have failed chat. I just said take the S.
I mean, that's normally what the play is. It's either take the S or fade the S. That's the game on this stream. This horse is running in claimers, so I can't imagine it holds weight in this race. 9 furlongs. Yeah, I mean, it has a second and a third, but mostly its damage is done in sprints.
Can we check to see if the A Greater Circuit Stakes did finish 1 through 9 in perfect order?
It did finish. Snakes and Ladders 1, and my pick finished 2nd. All right, so we get a little bit back. That's fine. I thought we were cooked. Don't get to watch the race, but if chat was on the 3, then chat cashed. If chat followed me on the 4, then we get a little bit back. We are down 122. So $1.50.
Why don't you just do what Lacey does? Lacey wins all of these things.
I know. I have to get Lacey up here. But again, it's hard to get people to try and commit that aren't like it's 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Like you live in Minnesota. It's probably what 5 o'clock in the afternoon over there in that country. So you're good.
It's snows on the ground. It's dark at 4 in the afternoon already. Anyways, any of those types of. We actually did get snow last night, but normally most of those things that people want to suggest about our God's country are a little bit exaggerated. But we did call out a half inch of snow that already half melted.
Pennsylvania hasn't seen snow pre-December in probably like 5 years. And when I say snow, I mean at least a couple inches on the ground.
Okay. Like we would agree. Like, yeah, an inch of snow is not snow.
Yeah. But, we used to get hammered on the East Coast, and now we don't get shit. Like, we'll be lucky if it even snows in February, which is kind of sad.
You think, what are the odds? Can we take bets on whether or not you're going to be able to view this 100K claimer? Because I kind of want to watch the race.
I'm going to try. I'm going to close everything out because after the claimer runs and then after this one runs, 2 minutes to get your picks in for the grade 3. I think I'm just going to go with the S. I think it's one of those things like,
yeah.
I'm going to see if I can put enough on it till I don't get like crushed. I think we still get decent odds. We still hold 2-1. Yep, still hold 2-1. All right. So yeah, I'm just putting a win bet on the S masterpiece, and then we're gonna go back and check this one in 2 minutes. And just to double check everything else, I'm pretty sure the next window closes. Yeah, 47 minutes until the next window closes, and then we're good. So after this race runs. And then after this race runs, I'm going to get a water beverage. I'm going to use the restroom. Chat, you should do the same thing. Stay hydrated. Get some candy. Candy's nice. And we're going to fucking fit it. Yeah,
I
that's the
did
old
notice
days.
you were able to stream. You didn't have to hand out candy to anybody today. Like there was
I don't
no
do that.
young
Listen,
people in
I
your
don't
area.
do. We don't do that handout candy stuff anymore. All right, we don't do that. I mean, my neighborhood's fine, but like, no one goes around in my neighborhood. I feel like everyone that's in my neighborhood, because where I live, depending, how if you go like a mile and a half to the right or to mile and a half west, you hit the nice like money neighborhoods. So my strategy as a child, because where I grew up, my aunt would put us in the car. She would drive us to the nice neighborhoods, let us out at one block, and pick us up at the other block. So we'd hit 50 houses, get in the car, get to the next. We would go to the full size candy bar neighborhoods. We didn't mess around with that peasant, quarter-inch Milky Way. We had to find value where value was to be had, and that's what it was. Leaving the neighborhood where we were and exploring. Now I got scooped on the candy tax because my aunt was, she had to get hers.
Well, she facilitated. She's got to get her cut.
We can't waste her night, and she doesn't get anything. So we always ended up losing like a third of the good stuff. Always went to her, no matter what, which kind of sucked.
The New York Times suggested today that the most popular Halloween candy is actually Reese's peanut butter cups. That blows my mind because I feel like half the people in the world don't even like peanut butter.
I mean, now because everyone has allergies and sensitivities to peanuts and stuff.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, DoughBoy?
So just eat the peanut butter already. That's all I'm saying. No doctor is gonna tell me I can't have peanut butter.
They're good. I
talk about this at work, like with my coworkers, and it's like some people don't.
The race is on.
I get it. Yeah, I'm hoping it comes up here. Here we go. It's like some people don't eat meat. I get that. But if a doctor told me today you can't have red meat or else you're cooked, bro. Well, I guess I'm fucking cooked. I'm not gonna die miserable. I want to die happy. So like my ideal death is obviously going to my sleep. But if me eating steak is gonna cut my life short, fucking give me a permanent seat at a steakhouse and make sure I have a medium rare ribeye every night. Just let it happen. That's it. Can't
is it at least a ribeye?
It is what it is, but I just can't do that. I can't restrict myself on fun, especially when like it's hard to find good pleasures in this world, and a good steak is that. A nice steak, nice medium rare, well salted, preferably a tomahawk. I love a good tomahawk steak.
The accountant in me gets a little bit squeezed when you pay for the bone on a tomahawk and the bone is bigger than the steak itself. But I do like a 2.5 inch thick steak, which you could. So instead of a tomahawk, you can do a cowboy, which is basically like cut the excess bone off.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Sometimes I just want to look like it. I want people to look at me when I'm getting served my food. Like, God, that guy's.
So you're doing the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, like.
Listen,
I guess it's probably Florida State at that point, right? They probably both do the same thing.
Yeah, Florida State Seminoles and the Chiefs of Shitty City. But
which you have nothing against indigenous people. Let's be clear.
I definitely I love them. I love the fact that they're fighting the Commanders to reinstate the original name. Go after them, get them, and it's crazy. But I'm all for ordering the most obnoxious thing on a menu, so that way people have to look at the table when my food gets dropped off.
So you're a fajita guy. That's the most obnoxious thing in a restaurant, period. It doesn't matter the restaurant.
Fair.
Easy win by the 4. Everybody get paid. We gave out a winner. You're welcome. Like Moana, you're welcome.
That square. Don't fall down. Don't get sniped. Keep running.
Like Moana, Dwayne Johnson. You're welcome.
Take his pick. I hope Chat took the pick too. Free money, back to back. Look at that. Sten's out here giving us money. Love that. Love that for me and my wallet. Love that for Chat. I think God, that fucking.
You wanted to take the S or the S minus. Come on.
What was in that? Yeah, that was the Lacey race, wasn't it? She had the S minus in there. That horse didn't even pick its feet up. Category 1. So yeah, Sully shit the bed. Yeah, How long until we see Sully in a 25K claimer? Because this fucking horse is
Tomorrow.
bad.
Well, you can't be tomorrow because you can't actually race back-to-back days if you race at night, but 2 days.
Is it
2
true?
days.
60K is the lowest, dead last. 60K, nothing. God, what a bad horse. Third for 100K. Third for 83. Yeah, what a bad S. How bad was the mother? I mean, the mother, I guess, was low pref too. But that's not even terrible.
Well, we got a juicy, the 225K. For whatever reason, I was thinking this was right turf. It's left dirt. And it's an old horse of ours against the current horse of ours. You can know by the name what the sire of both would be. And then there's an LDS S in there as well. Morning line odds are pretty comparable on all three. I do like our horse here quite a bit. Quite a bit. Let me check the S. I should not be so.
You got one to throw in the RTF grade 1. That one's gonna go with a full field. It looks like there's only 10 minutes left, but it's 10 and 12 right now.
Let me look. I bet we don't. But
full field for 125. Let's go. Good shit. Official results in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I like our horse in the 225K, actually. I don't think it'll get claimed. It shouldn't get claimed, in my opinion. It'll qualify for the Kentucky Derby, if that's your thing. Not financial advice. Literally don't claim it because it's going to qualify, because it's not going to hit the board there. But it'll run in the Derby. This is yielding. It's right on the right distance. Feel good.
Yeah, so how many, we have 39 minutes for that. So this race...
Yeah.
Official results. Let's see what we scooped up here. We had a nice little 5-1, 6-1. Just under 6-1. Almost didn't budge from its morning line odds. That's nice. And
would you say we have no influence if we could not even get the betting handle to push the line? Or that we lack that much importance?
I mean, they hammered the S minus in that race. The S minus had 3K more than the 4 did, which is great. And then the 4 was second choice, but
I didn't say I like 3 horses in this race. I said, give me Achilles heel.
I mean, Achilles heel showed up on the fucking the horsepower thing of one of the 3 horses that have spiked in this condition.
Shout out to MJ if he's still in the chat. We like tools. We like tools.
I like tools that make it easy. All right, so this was good. Chat, did anyone else jump on the Achilles train when Stens opened up and said that Minnesota sucks and can't have fun there?
I might have a horse for this race. I
don't understand why.
Oh, no.
Never mind. I understand. It's the fucking government. The government wants their hand in everything. So I'm not going to sit here and say I don't understand why you can't have fun when I know why you can't have fun. If Uncle Sam can't get his,
ours is very much the Native American variety, for sure. I think it's actually legal here because in Minnesota, and this is probably like the literal technical analysis because you come to me for legal advice, is what's weird about Minnesota is I cannot bet on Canterbury Park, which is a racetrack in the state of Minnesota.
That's fucking stupid.
Listen, Lisa. Or Running Aces, which is a harness track in Minnesota. I can only bet on those tracks if I'm connected to the Wi-Fi at those tracks. Like I literally have to be geolocated to the tracks to bet on those races. But I can bet on any race at Keeneland. I can bet on any race at Del Mar. So if that's my interpretation of how you can bet in Minnesota, is you cannot bet on a race that's in Minnesota unless you're at the track in Minnesota. But you can bet on any other race, then to me, the wagering should actually be permitted on Photo Finish Live in the state of Minnesota because these races are at Fuck You Raceway, right? Or
well, it depends. This one's a Shing Moon race course.
Okay, but none of them are Minnesota. I just wanted to get the
Florida. Yeah. Third Time Raceway in Florida, so that one's a. Forgive me for the states, but Well, let's see who runs at 12. We got 2 minutes until the other race pops off. Yeah, Apollo's arrow looks like he's just going to be the clear. On paper, looks like it's going to be the clear one to get, but we'll see. There's some other competition in there. Do you think after this race? I mean, listen, dude, you're on a hot streak with your barn getting claimed. Would you lose 2 horses yesterday in the same race? Last week you lost a couple. So people are just.
But I don't mind losing a 3-year-old. I don't mind losing a 3-year-old horse because then at least I raced it for a lot of its like useful life. What I hate is losing a 2-year-old colt that raced like once and then it gets claimed, because then I know I'm losing about a season's worth of races from it. Like this one, fine. You want to claim it? Claim it for $225K. I promise you this horse will qualify for the virtual Kentucky Derby. I promise you.
Yeah.
It will.
Well, no, but the qualifiers you could easily scoop. Goddamn, dude, this was my pick as a 2-year-old, but had some really bad races come up. 12. It still can't click at 10 furlongs. Like I don't think it's won at 10 more than 1 or 2 times, but like 11, 12.
Seems like a user.
Yeah.
User error. Yeah, it's the SoCal thing going on.
Yeah, I wanted back when we were still Derby rich. I wanted to buy this horse from him as a 2-year-old with 3 races on it. And he said, "Nah, dog, this is my only good horse." And I said, "I respect that. That's good." I'll bet it in the Derby.
I asked him about a different horse the other day, too. And then he thought I was asking about a 3rd horse, which made me feel bad because he seemed open to selling it until he realized the one I was actually asking about. He's got a nice 2-year-old.
Good luck, everyone. Let's go hamster or masterpiece. Hamster piece.
The ass, yeah.
Can't wait for that to get with the wire. It's gonna make my day.
I mean, the one was technically an already ass, but I just don't see it.
It's just hard. It's really hard, and like the S isn't a shit S either. Like it's a solid S. It's just hard to not. It's fade or play when there's S's in this type of race. But also, it's a graded stakes, so it's kind of hard not to bet the S in that kind of race. But if it's like a claimer, sometimes you can get around it because the S's that are in claimers, obviously we saw with Sully. Sully is probably the worst example of, pass or play in the claimers because that's an easy pass in my book. And the day that it finally wins will be a day that, all right, cool, you got one. But yeah, most grade 3s, it's hard to beat the S's in those races.
But let's evolve past that, because most people saying you could just fade Sully is based on, well, it has no preferences and it's an S. Like, the preferences did not mean the quality of the horse. It did at Gen 0. It doesn't necessarily going forward. We have a ton of people that are placing so much incremental value on like an extra half a star preferences or an extra full star preferences. When Apollo's arrow was going to run in the next race, to me, that I'm counting 6.5 star LDF. That's our best LDF horse we bred. We bred 9 of 9 LDF. It wasn't better than this horse. So, like, preferences aren't the be-all, end-all. Like, the quicker we get away from that, the quicker we get an informed and intelligent community that everybody can get theirs, because no one's making huge mistakes. And yes, the 3 is an easy lock here.
What a well-educated wager placement. Just enough to not.
We even had the 1. We even told you, if you like the 1, play the 1. The 1 got second.
1 got second. What was I don't know what the pool was for the place pool. I didn't even look at that. I just bet the 8. I just bet the 3 to win straight up for $10. I think that was the easy double up. But the 1 was the third favorite in the place pool. So you get a little bit there. You won't get a ton, but you'll get a little bit. Whoever bet the 3 in the show, someone could have got a little bit there, but yeah, they're getting their $450 back. But yeah, that seemed like an easy S, and you get it at pretty 2-to-1 value is kind of nice in a race like this where
it's the easy choice. If you can double your money, you can't do that in the NFL. That's for sure.
No, you can't. All right, I'm gonna take a restroom break. I'm gonna grab a drink. Stens, you can stay or leave. Don't matter. If you want to spew about something, we got 30 minutes until the window closes for this next one. If you want to, do your thing on it, but you're pretty set on Apollo's arrow, it seems. But I will be.
Yeah, I mean, we can walk through it a little bit just to talk through the thought process and where maybe preferences play or don't play. But can I share my screen then if you're walking?
Yeah,
away?
I was gonna say, go ahead, pull your screen up, and then I'll jump off. What's going on, JG Webb? Welcome. We're getting into the second half of the card. We got 30 minutes until the pool closes on the next race. Stens will break it down as I take a restroom break and get a little bit of water. There you go. Take it away.
All right. Yeah, we've got time. You've got 30 minutes to consider your bets here. But it's a claiming race. No way to sign. LD yielding, so no benefit firm or soft. 12 furlongs as long as we get so far. A lot of my horses would prefer if we entered like 16 furlong races into the range of outcomes, but easy cross off in the A- RDF. RDF historically prefer shorter distance. It's an A-. There's no weight applied, like that horse is not hitting the board. Not too dissimilarly, the A- in the 8 gate is an LDF at least, but that horse is not hitting the board either. Then you get into gates 2 through 7. This horse is actually pretty good. I don't know if I know the horse in the 2 gate, so we can pull that up. I think this one's the Soulmates horse. Yeah. It's only got a modest 105 starts in its lifetime. We'll just pull them all up. So this is the first one. Solar Sombreros was the one I was not familiar with. Easiest glance is just to look at charts and see finishing results at a given distance. Actually pretty solid on the longer distance. Now it doesn't benefit from soft at all based on what the team has told us about race math. It'll get the benefit of 5 preferences at left and dirt, but these 2.5, which look good on paper, kind of get wiped away here a little bit. Has not won at 12. This race is 12. We can maybe pull up one race, maybe just I don't like looking at handicaps from a comparison standpoint. So we'll do the 11 furlong. Let's go back to it because we're actually going to be able to solve for 2 things here. So Solar Sombreros raced in a restricted stakes, meaning no weight was assigned. I didn't think it was going to open like that. But you'll see it got 4th here, but another horse that is in this race, Jericho, got 3rd. That is not a conclusive sample size, but it's something that I would make note of. This was yielding as well, so we'll go 1 furlong further, and it would finish behind one of the other horses in the race that we're considering. And I see your comment, Greystone in chat. I'll try to get back to it here. I just want to finish this up as quickly as I can. So I don't know if one race is enough to cross it off. Let's try to find another 1 or 2. Like I said, I don't want to consider handicaps when I'm handicapping a race because handicaps in and of themselves are handicapped to death and probably don't give you a good representative sample size. So I'm going to cross off the 12 and 11 furlong results here. You do have a left dirt good at 11 furlongs. You got 3rd out of 12 in a restricted stakes. That's pretty good. 11 on yielding. Again, yielding 9th out of 10 is not good. Soft, not good. Sloppy, not good. That was a great stakes. which should be the best of the best. 55 fleet figure though is not great, even for an A+. So then the question is it potentially coming into form? Each of the last, call it 10 races, has been above 60, including a couple in the high 60s. But I don't know. I mean, these are the exact horses I'm talking about when I talk about the preference Nazis, love and preferences, because this looks good. I don't think it's a good horse. Then we got one with lesser preferences that I actually think is a better horse. Another LDS. This one is a Gen 0 that has made the distance before. Probably better at 10. I think it's raced in non-handicapped probably more than the last one had. Shout out to Soulmates, though. He's racing horses everywhere. I complain about not being able to race horses somewhere. He just does it anyways. Won a 90K claimer at 10 furlongs, so no weight applied. That's a good race to consider for your sample size. Graded stakes, 12 furlongs, left dirt sloppy. Now that's a race that should have probably favored it with a 1.5 on soft. Didn't do very good. Weirdly, in an allowance, now there's weight assigned here. 12 furlong good. It actually did win. Another graded stakes, 11 sloppy, not so great. 11 good, no weight assigned, 6 out of 12. I just think it's a big race for this horse. And keep in mind, I know two of these 3 horses we'll talk about very well. And I'm acknowledging your back, DoughBoy. So if you ever want to jump on, go ahead. But I mean, I think we're going to get to the touchdown call of, I don't think there's more than 2 horses that can probably win this race. Jericho, again, shout out to Lacey. I just don't think that this is the distance. You probably wanted it to go soft, and it didn't. But even if you get 11 furlong sloppy, no dice. 11 yielding, no dice. 12 soft, no dice. 12 fast, no dice. I mean, those are great. The last 2 are graded stakes. This is restricted stakes, which it's an S. So S restricted stakes are more or less graded stakes, but I still don't think so. Moors. This is probably a sprinter, to be my guess, without even looking. Or a confused horse, one of the 2. Yeah, another cross off for me. Don't even have to look at the races because LDF typically prefers to be sprinters. So even if it had results elsewhere, it would have to meaningfully have results elsewhere for me to think that it was better. Apollo 8, we bred this horse, Gunslinger. I think it's raced at the right distances. I just don't think it's good enough. It's only won once out of 28 starts. I think the chart, I do think this horse has been raced perfectly. It just isn't good enough. So then he gets to the horse that's going to win the race. Not financial advice, but
yeah, you know what's crazy? I might be fading Stens on this one.
Okay, this horse has won 6 out of 7 times.
I understand. It's likely the winner, but it's, again, you gotta understand, it's anything else any amount that is put on this horse from now until the end, it's already a 2-to-1 favorite. It's a 2.9 right now. Like, if it goes to like close to 2, it's going to be hard for me to want to put like a sizable bet because it's going to go under 2-to-1. And while, again, that's fine, I don't like that. Like, there's only certain times in IRL where I'll bet the 8-to-5, the $5 horse, like where I still get 3-2 on my money essentially, $3 for every $2 I bet on it. Like here, it's not. I got bet a lot.
I'm appreciative of parimutuel considerations. I just don't think there's like two horses in this race. Like I actually think this is quite a good horse.
No, it is.
And I don't
Obviously,
think
you won graded races and you competed in graded races with it. I think if Apollo's Arrow does not win, I think it's Jeff. It's sick in the head to say,
Jeff,
but I think it's Jeff.
DVG or whatever. Yeah. That horse is a Gen 0. It's performed well. We haven't seen a lot of insight into Gen 0's age, even though they're 8 years old at this point. It seems like they run as strong as ever. I agree. I mean, I think the only thing I want to drill home on this one is, like, again, and that you probably can't say preference Nazis on the Twitch stream like as much as I do, but at least this is DoughBoy stream, so I'm going to say it a couple more times. Like, this horse has 6.5 preferences. This horse will qualify for the virtual Kentucky Derby. Do not claim this horse because it's going to qualify for the virtual Kentucky Derby, but it will. Like, it will. What I'm trying to say is that don't buy the horse, but understand that just because this didn't have 8 preferences or 8.5 preferences or 9 preferences doesn't mean it's not a great horse. It is. It would be 12 out of 13 horses with better preferences than it at the S- level for sure. End rant. Preference Nazi, preference Nazi, preference Nazi. How long do we got?
Isn't this this is essentially a they are who we thought they were. You know what I mean? And when Apollo crosses the wire, that's what I mean. Like that is the winner. In races like this, I gotta try and find a way to beat the winner. And if I was, I think Jeff does it. But with that said, I'm probably still gonna wait, because if it gets closer to just solid 2, like if he's 2.1, like with a couple minutes left to go, I'll probably just pass this. I'll probably pass on this one. The only reason I put aside, like, it wasn't sizable for, it was 830, $10 USD, but like I put that on at the last minute, and I put enough on it to where the odds would still stay above like 2. It ended up closing at 2.1, but I put enough on it for myself where I'd be happy with a double up. But had I put that wager on it now, there's a chance that it just goes under 2-1, and then I'm just sick because I don't like making those kind of plays. Chase and chalk. No, I get it. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to highlight that,
I'll bet the -200 to -250 fighter. But that's 1-on-1. It's not 1v7 here where anything can happen. I'll lay 2-1 the other side on certain things, but in a horse race, it's tough. Digital horse race is tough. IRL, I don't mind. Like, I can see what's going on. I'll know, but it's tough to lay less than 2-1 on a digital horse right now. For me,
I agree with some of those things, and you talked about fighting, so we'll get your thoughts on the Ngannou fight here in a second. But if you want to highlight the
Ngannou probably should have won, but that is what it is. Yeah. Boxing is boxing.
The Taryn Greystone comment. I just want to be clear that he's using the abbreviation MI, which is actually Michigan, not Minnesota, and then he's using North Carolina as an example. It could be the same thing, but MI, just want to be clear, is actually Michigan, not Minnesota.
I think Ngannou pieced it up. I mean, it's boxing. At the end of the fucking day, it's boxing. And boxing's been a rigged sport since I've been alive. And, maybe my channel gets pulled down because I said that. But I don't give a fuck. But the one thing that, like, I can't get too mad is the judges were ex-boxers. So, like, that I don't get upset about. Like, with UFC, they just got a bunch of bozos up there. And half these fucking guys and or girls, they all judge differently. But with that fight, I think having ex-boxers as the judges was good. But I also think that it could have went Ngannou. I would have been pissed I wasn't able to place any currency on that event. Thank fuck, because I would have been sick to my stomach with the outcome. But I think that fight is definitely good for him. I think he gets ranked after that. And I think
I heard
like would win a championship. Like he's got Tyson training. He doesn't have some random. It's like having Habib train you. Like, you know, it's one of those things. Like you have greatness training you. It's hard to, and you're already great. Like you can't teach big and you can't teach strong. And he's a big, strong fucking guy. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his knockouts in the UFC.
Oh yeah, I used to be a big UFC guy back in my DFS days for sure. But yeah, two things on that is, I agree with you on MMA, and what's dumb is like they try to go to every podunk town in the United States, and then what that means is your officiating is going to be from whatever jurisdiction that is. So if it's in South Dakota, your judges are from South Dakota as well. So I get that. And then, I mean, I loosely still listen to Bill Simmons' podcasts and stuff like that. They talked about it a little bit and said the same thing, that Ngannou probably won. It's probably a good showing for him if that's what he's trying to do. But at the end of the day, the biggest story is probably it was a botched thing by the UFC to even let him compete in a fight like that. But listen, and yes, you highlighted the comment that I did want to come back to is, it's pari-mutuel. Like you're trying to find odds that you can swallow, even if you're not taking the horse that's more likely than not to win. Totally understand. The problem with that is you have to make your bet when you make your bet, and the pool's closed at the very last second. Like the odds are changing. So if we're going to sit here and we've got 20 minutes to kill before the pool closes, like it's tough for us to give you something like, oh wait, just kidding, never mind, it's not gonna be Apollo 0, it's gonna be Apollo 8 that wins the race instead. Like, make a good bet and factor in what you're gonna win for every dollar you put in. But if we're gonna handicap the race and we've got time to kill, I've run out of reasons to look at other horses. I think Jericho is somewhat live, probably hits the board. Maybe Solar Sombreros maybe hits the board. I don't think the other firm horses probably can. Jeff DVJ can maybe hit the board. So I think you got 4 horses that can hit the board: the 2, the 3, the 6, and the 7. I think there's probably 2 horses that can win, the 3 and the 6. You think the 7? I don't think the 7.
I think the 7 can place. I think if anyone beats Apollo, I think it is Jeff. But I think Jeff is just, I mean, he's a good gen. He's just one of those good Gen Zeros who's been around the block. And the older horses can still compete with some of the 3-year-olds, where some of the older horses fall down. Like I had my 8-year-old is done. He got retired because he just couldn't beat the 3-year-olds. Just could not do it. It didn't matter where he was, and I wasn't gonna put him in like a 20K claimer. I'll just fucking keep him at that point. That was my first horse, so he could just die in my stable. But yeah, like I think some of these, you know, obviously, you know, not to rip the scab off, but Thunderstorm, you know, that horse is still fucking scooping, and it's 8.
Yeah, so, we sold that for $90K when it was 5.
Listen, man, I don't know how much they made. I know he went over 500K in earnings today. He posted about it. So that was pretty cool.
And I've said that before too. Like, I wish everybody that bought a horse from us made a killing on it, because that's good for us too.
It's just good advertising. Definitely want that. But no, I think the UFC fucked up with Ngannou by just not re-signing him. I don't know what he wanted. I don't know what the stipulations were. But, I mean, he's obviously, if he does go through with the PFL thing, I mean, he did sign with them, but like he can definitely be champion there. But he can probably also be a boxing champion too. Like you just can't teach that fucking size and strength that he has. It's just crazy.
You know we've got another race coming up.
Right behind it, 125.
Yeah, I thought you told me we had like 17 hours to kill, so I was trying to kill 17 hours.
No. We had 40 minutes to kill before this second half of the card kicked, and now it's back to 10 minutes. I might ask him to give me 15 minutes, see if they can do between
each race, yeah.
Yeah, there's 5 minutes between each race at this point, so now we're done.
We have to hustle.
25. Now we're on the 125. I believe it's right? Yeah, 125. Full field.
I'm not even ready.
Oh, I've been ready. It's up. Full field. Nikon we've seen before.
What is your pick? What do I get to fade? What do I get to tell chat to look smarter?
We're gonna find out real quick. I had to put everybody in the machine. Get back to claiming.
In the machine.
But yeah, I think Ngannou set up pretty good after that fight. When it's all said and done. Ooh, this is a sprint. 4 furlongs, left dirt soft. Let's go.
Sprints tend to favor firm horses, but it's not impossible to have a soft horse that's good.
I mean, my 2.5-star firm one was sloppy and soft, so I don't think it's like too crazy. Jesus Christ.
TriStar's got a nice horse here. It's a first or last horse, but that might be good.
4 furlongs, it's just sloppy and fast. All right.
Poker Player's got one as well. Yeah, those two stand out so far. I'm only through whatever gate that is, though. A couple have crossed off pretty quickly.
YMC.
I know this is insane coverage.
Expedition. So there's a lot of S's and S minuses in this one. This is gonna be a tough. This might be one of the harder races to handicap, honestly.
Yeah, we should have done this like 30 minutes ago. Who would have known?
Well, I had to let you go on your 72-minute rant. Can't cut you off.
The RDF, even like I get it's an RDF, but the distance preference is nice. And if we take the team at face value, that preferences matter more the longer distance and matter less the less the distance, then an RDF should be basically as competitive as an LDS at the sprint.
TriStar's S minus is basically my issue with my S minus. Can't do shit in allowances with the small weight. Can't pick its feet up in the stakes. Will likely live in claimers, high-end claimers. Which is kind of... Did he claim this one for 35? He did. There was a million claims in for this one.
He just... Yeah, he complains if he doesn't get a horse from me for cheap, and then...
Him and Keith, like... With claiming.
Yeah, they act like they're 1 foot in the door, but they're like 7 feet in the door. They watch more claiming races than I do.
Yeah. On my days off, I try to, and it's just like, it's so much. I don't want to put that much screen time on. But I am leaning towards TriStar here with YMCM Billionaires.
It is nice. Oh, Nikon, there's a better one later.
Nikon is
the A plus. The A plus out of OEB is very nice. Smoking Persian must be towards the bottom, but
yeah, right here. There's also a very nice one.
No, not that one. Further down. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Persian. I'm looking at the delayed screen.
You're freaking out. You need to calm down. You're freaking out.
No, I'm not. I'm not freaking out. I'm just looking at the wrong screen.
Yeah, this horse is not the worst. Has 1 allowance races carrying weight, 1 carrying 11, so that's like a good sign.
So Harambe's got a 9 of 9 preference for the preference Nazis out there that does prefer 4 furlongs as well. It's an A plus as well. I don't know if the A pluses can win this, but
it's gonna be tough.
I need to go back. All I did was like try to figure out if a horse can win. Now I'm gonna go back and cross a few.
I think this is
2 S's.
I think this is gonna be my punt race. I think this is where I'm gonna take a shot on my gut and go with YMCM Billionaires. And just not like I've seen Nikon before. Nikon's live.
Take the chicken smack thing off the screen, please. Thank you.
Where's the chicken smack at?
Slash your welcome.
Oh shit, that's still up. You're a terrible co-host. That took you like 30 minutes.
I'm just trying to see the screen. I can't even see it.
What the fuck is going on? Neither chat's probably yelling at me. Oh, Sowers.
Oh, they're not.
Sowers has the.
They should be.
The capitals, all caps on again for some reason. Why is he yelling? Why are you yelling?
Just raging. It's rude.
Jeez. Why Johnny Ringo fucked me on Saturday, so I'm not going back to Johnny Ringo anytime soon. Shit the bed.
We really should have handicapped this one first, because it's actually hard.
All of these.
What is the
show
weather
up in
condition?
the
We got
4
soft.
furlong claimers. It is soft. God, you're smoking Persian. Soft.
The S is actually pretty good, though.
Yes, Nikon is not bad. Nikon is good. Nikon also is also a firm 1.5, but it's not.
Yeah,
like
but that's fine.
crazy.
I don't really worry too much about that. Although he has had 2 duds at 4 furlong LDFs before. One
I think it's more of a
125K and then a graded stakes.
It has 3 wins at
He's
4.
also
has
won
action at mid, but the races it had
also
at 4,
won a graded stakes at LDF. 2 or restricted stakes. That's
good.
I think that's gonna be hard to beat. Like, not impossible, but he's got a 79 fleet figure at left dirt yielding 4 furlongs. Then he followed up with a 75 at LD good 4 furlongs and a graded stakes for a win. I don't like to just give out the S's because that's not much fun, but it's on preference as much as anybody else is. The other ones we liked, a lot of them were A pluses. Like, I just don't know that an A plus is gonna be able to pick it up. I'm gonna go with Nikon. I know that's boring. That's a chalk pick, but
yeah, I'm gonna go across on the 3 and fade the S. Hopefully it pays off. I mean, it's a bigger field, so like I like this a lot more than it's like a 7.
Yeah, you could bet.
Like that seems like a better place to be.
I didn't close the window on 11 out of the 12 horses. That's pretty good. Normally I can close like 7 or 8 pretty fast.
Where are we at here? All right, so 10 minutes until the window closes for that. I assume 5 minutes for the 225. All right, Apollo.
No, then it'd be like 0 minutes.
2.7.
It'd be like 0 minutes, right? Or 10 minutes, 1 or 2.
The pick window is 5 minutes. The race goes off in 15. So 5 minutes for everyone after that. And then, yeah, on this one, Sten's going with the S. Well, Nikon. And my punt play of the day is the 3. We haven't had a punt play of the day in a few weeks. Now, the 150K is one that we're going to take a little extensive look at. We got this one goes off in 14 minutes. This one we already covered. So this one closes in 20. Yeah, we're going to have some time to take a look at this one. Because this one is a bunch of S's. And by a bunch, 4. Half the field. A couple S minuses and then some unfortunate sacrificial A pluses. So we'll have a million years to look at that. I guess I should check on chat. And Sowers was yelling. That's who he's yelling
At
about.
least the caps lock off a little bit, so.
You heard it here first.
So I call it a generational bet. No, it's not a generational bet. It's the least confident pick of the night for me so far. We are undefeated if you include Apollo's Arrow, who's also going to win the next race. But 1-0 officially, soon to be 2-0.
This isn't a terrible idea. Grandpa's doing better. Listen, as soon as they can input exotic plays, that's why I wanted an 8 to 10 race card on Tuesday nights. We can't do that.
Poker player probably
Poker
player probably went to bed, but we had basically like a DFS of pick'em for quarter finish live before betting was really even a thing, which is super useful. I get we want to bet into the pools, not against the pools, but yeah, if you can make where it's not just a one and done type thing where you have a vested interest the entire time, so you don't have to just listen to DoughBoy and I, because I shouldn't even get roped into these Tuesday night streams myself.
The Sour special is Nikon.
He's way too confident in that, though. I do not share that level of confidence in that one. It was my pick, but
it's the best part about this game. That's why I love it so much. It's so fun. All right, here's the next, the 150.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Right dirt first, right dirt fast.
I just want to be able to cross horses off, and you really can't in the first screen.
Maybe that's an MJ thing. You can put another box over here, and it just grazes them out or scratches them. You know, maybe that's a thing. I don't need that. Stens needs it.
I've never given out a loser on tonight's stream.
Oh, there you go. Fade Nikon. Can't talk shit as soon as you put a generational lock of the century in, as Sauer says. The lock of the century. I gave out a winner that was not the chalk. The first race. That was not. That was a nice 5.5. That was almost 6-1. That was a good one. We got paid on that one.
What is the distance here? It's firm.
8 furlongs firm.
Fast even.
It is fast.
That might bring some of the S minuses into contention. I don't think so, but maybe. Okay, now we are actually able to cross them off here. This is kind of nice. Got a few crossed off. I'll share my results here in a second. Cross. Oh, but this is like the odds on choice. I can't close that quite yet.
These are some below average S's.
Yeah, this is not the strongest field.
This is a good one. This is going to be fun. We only have the win pool, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We got 20 minutes until the one behind's it closed. All right, so pick pool for the 225 closes in 30 seconds. And we got 10 minutes till the race goes off. Then we got 5 minutes until the pool closes for the 125. We have another 10 minutes, 15 minutes here. All right. Let's see. Let's see what Stens comes out with. Let me see what I come out with. This is one of the tougher ones tonight.
There's some crazy distance preference in this one though too, that I do think it actually helps you cross more often than you normally can just based on distance preference. So if you just look at the charts and the finishing results, now obviously the finishing results can be skewed by allowances or handicaps or claimers or all those types of things, but if you have a decent enough sample size, some of that is just kind of noise at that point. So I'm down to, oh man, I might even cross off an S minus. I shouldn't have, because I don't like what I'm left with. I crossed off a couple of the S's, but how long do we got?
Window closes in 14 minutes for this one.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna have to think about this one. / grab a beer.
Mango deck. Had a shitty showing for 90. Probably a similar field. Yeah, a bunch of S minus. Voila. I gotta check on chat in a minute too. I didn't forget.
Lacey faded all the S's. That's ballsy, I think. Sowers has Run Force and King Generosity for me. Even bet's tough call. Yeah, those are two I couldn't cross off. I don't like that, but I want to pick one of the S minuses. I just don't know that they like the distance. This is where having a fast or sloppy condition and having the extra firm is useful. But it just does not seem they're very strong at the distance. Or just strong in general. I mean, like White Island can maybe hit the board, but I just don't think it can win.
Yeah, that's my current lean, but yeah, I don't know if it can win either. They definitely hit the board. There's no place.
Mango deck.
there's no place or show pool unless we build it. So that's been like a fade.
Yeah, the first two, gate 1, gate 2, if you want to employ them to hit the board, I like the extra firm preferences on some of those. I mean, one of the S's has got 2-star firm, which that's what's going to be hard to compete against, I think. But so then I go back to, I didn't really like any horse that I looked at in general. Then I do come back to the morning light odds a little bit, and we'll call it Bergson is 5.2, then Run Force is 6.45, and King of Generosity is 6.11, Epiphany is 6.14. So then I question, like, why is the 3 that much taller of a favorite? Dog shit preferences. Is it just a killer at the distance? It's number 1, never hit the board. It's only raced on once. This is a hard field as well.
Yeah, it is.
I think I just probably go with the 6, and I kind of like the 4 to potentially hit the board, but I think the 6 is the favorite. Just at that point, I'm actually gonna trust the fleet figures a little bit too. So the 4 has the best kind of trailing fleet figure. It's both kind of in their wheelhouse for distance preference. I mean, all of these horses are not great horses. I don't know. Give me the 6. I don't feel great about it. These last 2 have actually been brutal to call.
I think. So this is going to be a lighter. This is going to be a sprinkle. Where are we at here? 5 minutes until race starts. Damn, that's nice. So, I am sprinkling on the 2S minuses in the inside, 1 and 2.
I don't hate that. Yeah. I mean, especially if you can get it in a different pool than win, but even small bet on the win is fine there.
Yeah, there's no, like I said, there's no place in show. At some point, I'll get it evened out. I know, like the first half, like there was win play show, they split it up, but there wasn't split up for this one. That's just another thing I have to keep a note of and come back this week with my what went good, what didn't go good. Obviously, changing the name is first. Like this isn't. I don't even have my DoughBoy After Dark here. What's going on? Big risk.
Also,
these are the ones that were already on here. So like I said, they took the 4 handicaps off, but they left the claimer, which was great.
Close circuit to the team. We shouldn't have a race called DoughBoy After Dark, lowercase r, uppercase 2 either. It's the last one we have to handicap, which is actually a race of very, very, very good horses.
Excelsior hammered out the gate makes a lot of sense.
Flamboyant is good though. Actually, that's also a Jupiter breed. We talked about these earlier today in chat.
Superman's also super live and super shit.
I agree.
Nicely on brand. Super shit, but
it feels like it either wins or it doesn't do anything. But it's definitely live. I think Flamboyant's probably again, it's the morning light odds favorite as well, but the first glance, it's tough to beat here. Nido King's a good horse, but that's an RTS, and we're going a full 11 furlongs on good. I don't know that I like it to win. It could probably hit the board. I don't know water works very well. It's Crypto Hawk,
a bunch of claimers with me in the 100K area. It's just a grinder. Been passed around a couple times, but yeah, I've seen Nido King before. That horse is nice. Excelsior, I've seen destroy before as well. If we have a little value on Superman, I might have a little Superman ticket.
The Flamboyant and Excelsior seem really good. I get that that's a pretty chalky pick.
I mean, Flamboyant's sitting at 7-1 at the moment. There's still 20 minutes until the pool closes.
Well, but I mean, at that point, I'm even talking just morning line odds. Superman did run an 80 in its last race in a fleet figure, 12 furlong RTF, but fast. I do think there's a slight differentiation between good and fast, similarly soft and sloppy, and that's a 3-star firm horse that probably is best live if it was truly fast, and that's kind of why I'm trying to find a reason to cross it off. I think I might be able to.
We're on good, correct? Yeah, good.
We are on good. That's what I'm looking at. It did run a 79 on soft once, 10 furlongs. We're a touch further than that. I mean, it's a good horse. It's actually gotten better. That's one where you can see the fleet figures have gradually. Sowers is telling us we got a minute 30 till our horse wins the race.
Yeah, surprisingly, Superman not too good in the grade ones that it was in. So maybe it is a fade here. But for the for a show bet, maybe it hasn't showed up yet. Straight Cash Homie might be a little sprinkle also.
I think I like Excelsior and Flamboyant. I know that's chalky, but
Flamboyant's holding at 6-1 right now. Currently, we're just getting into this, and we got 10 minutes until that pool closes. 50 seconds until it goes off.
I mean, all these horses like the distance, including Waterworks, Superman. I didn't look at Straight Cash Homie. You did. I did. I was willing to more or less sort of cross that one off based on morning line odds, and that even if it was close in morning line odds to Superman's got better preferences and a better track record. That I would rather bet Nido King to hit the board than bet Straight Cash Homie on anything personally.
Straight Cash Homie has results in grade ones. That's where Superman doesn't. That's the only difference between
I'm willing to cross off 5, 6, and 7.
Also has Mundo's S+ heart, so maybe that sways your decision.
I didn't look at the 10. The 10 has decent odds. 15 seconds, Lacey says. All right, let's see me win and then hope to keep the horse. Oh, it's already live. Chat's even delayed.
That's good though. I like the chat. Well, I don't know if that's good or not. If the chat's delayed 15 seconds. I don't have any delays set. I don't know. All right. I don't think I put a bet in this race. I wanted the last minute bet Apollo's Arrow because 2.5 to 1. That's right where I would have accepted it. But I think I just have like a place bet on Jeff. So that's my win bet. But yeah, Apollo's Arrow. I got sidetracked. I did want to. That is kind of nice value. That's a little bit more than what I got on the last S at the end of the day. But we'll see what happens here. So long, so many times.
Yeah, it feels like if you get out first, you don't win very often. But maybe at 12 furlongs, it seems like you maybe can. If you get out first in like a sprint, I feel like you never win. But
my Gen 0, that's where I can tell the difference. When he hit the lead out of the gate, when that nice start hit, I was pretty much live. But then as it got, as the 3-year-olds started getting mixed in, it started fading to 5ths and 4ths and retirement. So, you just got to pay attention.
I mean, it seems pretty good right now.
Looking solid.
Even if everybody's catching, they're not catching fast enough.
I mean, pretty slow 6 furlongs, first half of the race.
And yeah, I don't know race times at all. And I don't track race times at PFL, which I think is probably dumb a little bit. My problem is it's not going to change my race entry. It's not going to change my race selection, but I think race times should matter.
I think once the bloodlines start getting the spread out and we have a lot more population, I think the time should matter. So if we're clocking numbers,
I'm calling it. Throw in the towel. 9 furlongs, 3 to go. It's over.
This was my thing: is if we're gonna have a clock that tracks the times, they have to mean something, and you can tell. Like if you look at like the mid-level claiming races, their finishing times compared to like, obviously restricted stakes, the claimers are normally slower than the stake horses, and that's realistically what it is. Come on, Jeff, fucking get this son of a bitch.
Would you call Apollo a tremendous machine? Would you
make him
call
sweat?
Him a tremendous machine? There's no sweat. It's probably over at 6 for a long.
It doesn't matter. My pick cash, so I'm good. I had Jeff for second. Oh no, wait, Apollo 8. Shit, never mind. Jeff shit the bet. I thought I had the 4, or maybe I accidentally bet the 4 instead, which is also a great outcome. But hopefully I did that instead. All right, yeah, that was free money. That was definitely free money. Now we just have to sweat the claim. Which didn't someone, what was it, the 8 horse they took for 200? So it's not out of the realm of possibility that someone takes the
I think the 8 horse on paper was a slightly better horse than this one, but this is earlier than that one happened. We can tell based on the ledger, I think. I don't think I got claimed. It shows plus money on the ledger, so I doubt I got a claim.
All right.
Which is right. I'm not trying to push people into or out of claiming our horses. That would have been a huge price tag for an S- colt. That's already 3 years old.
Got a little bet on him. 7-1. Not that much. King's Generosities, it looks like it's going to close between Run Forest and King's Generosity. Those are the 2 co-favorites.
Yeah, I thought I liked Generosity, but it wasn't super convincing.
Yeah, they say sometimes you got S at 17-1. You got to put a little bit of sprinkle on it. All right, 30 seconds, and then 5 minutes until the pick selection closes. I think I'm just going with Nido King in that race.
The RTS. I mean, RTS does prefer longer distance even more than RTF does, generally speaking. It is a very good RTS horse. I don't have a huge issue with it. I still think my 2 are Flamboyant or Excelsior. I don't really have a huge preference between the 2. I guess if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Excelsior, but I think they're both good.
The other races should be going off right now.
I'll say Excelsior over Flamboyant, first and second. Exact. No box necessary.
Are you gonna let me watch this one? I guess we know who won here, so we can close that out. There we go. Let's go. All right. Fucking come on, TriStar. So you and Sowers are both on Nikon, and obviously the entire public for the most part.
Yeah, I didn't feel great about it, but it's hard to pick against.
Excellent start. Nikon jumped out. All right, so we got a little. As long as where am I at here? Sitting 4th. I like where I'm at. So, like realistically, in a sprint, even in IRL, like the opening quarter mile of the race will be like 22 seconds is like the average. 21 is fucking fast. 23 is like the average, and anything over 23
Seven's got the win. 7's won. Black there. Done.
Holy shit. 7 shot like a cannon might get clipped at the wire. Gonna get clipped at the wire. Dead at the wire.
I think so.
Outside gets it.
Wow.
Outside gets it. Ooh, 13-1 Moon Man. Jeez.
I want to look back. I want to look back at that race. How much time do we have between races? I didn't feel great about the race, but I didn't have either of those.
Until the next one. Jesus Christ. 7 shot out like a fucking cannon and Black Bear. And then
they're both firm horses. And the S-1, the 8-1, huh?
Black Bear is a right dirt, and Moon Man is a left.
Okay, so right dirt would have preferred the distance more than even the left dirt probably would. And generally speaking, I think they're made of better assets to start, even if that doesn't make them better.
Kind of surprised this horse slingshot like that.
That was a weird.
4 wins.
They were going fast at the end there.
I mean, they finished at 46, so that's 2 average quarters, 23-23.
Yeah, so I looked at. I even know I said don't cross off the RDF because it likes the sprint and they're better sprinters generally speaking, but it was not a good 4 furlong horse. It obviously didn't win, but got second pretty convincingly.
Last time it was in a big claim.
And then Moonman had won 2 races below 7 furlongs, so I just crossed it off based on that. I didn't look further than that. It's raced 52 times. It's got 2 wins below 7 and 52 starts. And just out of, I guess to be clear, it's raced 16 times at 5 or 4 furlongs and won twice.
So
didn't even get a second. Yeah, I don't feel bad about that one. I feel like you just chalked it up that you just got beat. It wasn't one we were confident in. We didn't tell people to bet a lot on it. Hopefully someone won something. But yeah, that was one that if I was objectively playing the card, I probably just wouldn't have bet.
Just variance. Yeah, it's just variance. It had nothing to do with the black flag that you and Stens carried around the track. Generational bet. You can't say things like that.
Sowers would call it a generational bet. That is, now that I think about it, he's probably to blame. You should actually ask him for a refund in Derby terms.
If you lost that. Just private message Sowers and let him know that there is a rebate. Oh shit! That was at least it was an interesting finish. I got scooped. I had the 3. 3 was nowhere to be found, I think.
Well, but so like if you want to talk about cash management, we joked about it a little bit just because the Nate thing earlier, the comment earlier in chat is, I would have skipped that race and I would skip this next race. Like we're trying to force a winner. Yeah, I kind of like King of Generosity, but not that much over the 3 or the 4. I don't feel that great about it. So if you're putting $1 bet on there, like that's different. If you're throwing $20, that's going to change the odds. I would just skip these 2 races.
The house won that one more than the public did. I hate when the house wins. Yeah.
Well,
13-1.
The house continues to juice.
You had it in chat. That's nice. But, someone's got to win. And then this one starts in 5 minutes. Who ended up, because, King of Generosity was just talking about. Where did I end up? I ended up with sprinkle on the 3 inside horses. Nothing crazy. Just a little sprinkle.
Sour's trying to get booted from your chat privileges permanently. I do like Excelsior, but yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Flamboyant won. I feel better about that race than I do the one we're about to see. Excelsior and Flamboyant would be the 2 I would pick in that race. I'd probably just bet them both because I don't have a strong pick between the 2. But
closed. No wagering allowed. Damn, I can't believe I got my horse claim today. Now I gotta go shopping. Fuck. It didn't sit in until now. I kind of like that little shitty horse. You got any shitty 2-year-old Mercury colts over there? A+? Or did you sell all those?
No, all of our stuff would have been big A stuff this time. So I think it works because you can evaluate your results better, because if you keep the sire constant and you take the same swath of fillies every time, you can say, like, is this better or worse than what it was last season? So that is working for us. But what ends up happening kind of as a byproduct of that is, like, our LPS stuff is pretty good right now, I think, in my opinion. And that was Saturn. Well, we used that Saturn 3rd. We should have used Saturn 1st. So we rectified that a little bit. But yeah, the first 2 seasons at LPS for us wasn't that great.
Yeah, that's, I guess that's large stable problems.
But it's large stables trying to solve problems for everybody. If I can give you a representative sample size of what might be something you can actually take insight into as opposed to just guess on, it's not bad. I don't know definitively, but
I just had to laugh out loud because one of the players from the other game, Bob from award racing, just tweeted that he missed the breeding window for PFL, and
so you can
I
buy
think
more bikes or what?
Missing a breeding window in this game is so fucking detrimental. I feel like you get so far behind, even though it's a month. It's like 3 months essentially. It sucks.
I mean, you were around when I talked about how I unintentionally inbred twice this window.
But yeah, 200 mares did miss the window also, but smaller stable, it kind of hurts a little bit more, especially for Bob only has a couple horses, so that one definitely is going to sting him for a little bit. But that's a learning experience. Set your alarms. I missed staking a couple seasons ago, and I was furious. And it's not the same, but like missing anything with a deadline, even though it's a week long, is obviously feel bad. But yeah, set your alarms.
Yeah, that's rough.
Not the calendars.
I can empathize with that for sure.
Yeah, it's like if you miss, like that's your cook. Like you have 50 some mares to breed. I can't imagine missing a breeding window of 57. You might lose your job at that point.
I'm probably in
red
like a teal
days might come out of retirement and take over. Yeah, that's.
It is going to be a spicy. It's going to be a spicy 2 weeks, though. I've got both LSU games, but one in Tuscaloosa / Nashville, and then one Baton Rouge. I don't know if I'm mentally prepared or my liver's prepared for that.
Get you some Pedialyte.
I will actually. I definitely will do that.
One quart of Pedialyte before bed. One the following morning. Let's go. Now you're good to go. I promise.
I'm gonna have to meet up with Carter in Nashville too. That's probably gonna have to happen.
If Nashville wasn't 14 hours away and the Raiders played there this year, I might consider going. But since I'm boycotting the Raiders this year, I will not be going to any games. Thank you, Josh McDogshit. You ruined my life. I can no longer root for my team.
So chat's got it straight. King of Generosity was the pick, but it was more or less a stay away from me.
Oh, nice. Fluid IV for there you go, Stens. You're good. Nashville has IV fluid. You're good. You just get a we used to call them a balloon. You just get a balloon, no big deal. Or a jug. I'll give my horse a jug of electrolyte the day before the race. It's essentially the same thing as having 4 quarts of Pedialyte. Good to go. All right. White Island staying close. That's my only. Well, actually, I do have Mango Deck on the lead right now too, but they'll both likely fade into the oblivion. Oh,
you got a ways to go before you call anything dead here. Yeah.
I did like how Mango Deck was traveling.
The 6 is probably on the outside. We said sprinkle the S minuses, right? We at least did say that.
I did do that. I just need to fake this fucking 7.
I think you done that. It's the 1.
Oh my god.
The 3 is going to try to make something interesting, but I think it's the 1.
No, fuck! He shit the bed. Don't get hooked.
You know what's over.
Sometimes you just got to, White Island. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to sprinkle. Get out of here, Trent. That's my win. Sometimes you just got to sprinkle. Oh, nice.
I feel like we were consistent. We said that you could sprinkle $1, $2 on the S minuses there. I feel good about that one. And I did say pass the race entirely, which I would have done.
official results in yet? No.
You have 2 minutes to the featured race.
Yeah, we sprinkled the inside. 240 on the inside numbers. So we get 12-1. We end up with a little bit of money ding dong there. We'll check back on that in 2 minutes. I guess they'll both clear at the same time, but probably go back. So it was what, 2-7. So Epiphany, the other S that no one talked about. I mean, outside of Bargain. Who else was it? The 9. The 8-year-old Gen Zero, Mr. Consistency. Jeez. So Run Forest and King's Generosity shit the bed completely.
Yeah, I mean, it was not the easiest race to handicap because no horse preferred the distance. It was fast, which I do worry about horses that have stronger firm preferences at that point. That was a pretty tricky race. And one thing that does mean is like this is proof you don't need to have handicap races to make races interesting. Like the last 2 races, I couldn't feel confident in picking even a horse to like get second for sure. Like, so let's be done, in my opinion, with the handicaps for featured betting slates.
Yeah, I think those are done now. I think once they accepted my idea of giving a race card to me, like the first thing was gone. Like I was like, can we have no more handicaps, please? I was like, you can't, like, even with newer players showing up, again, you just can't explain handicaps because our handicaps are so much fucking different than IRL. Like, they're just a pain in the ass. They're also not fun. Like, they're fun to handicap because, cool, that's the only thing we had for the last 3 months. But we want to showcase, like, unfair races. And by unfair, I mean weight advantages. Like, let's showcase, like, real races, like claiming races, things that actually are going to matter.
Well, I mean, to their point, like, handicaps do kind of neutralize it, but
sure,
there are, like, competitive fields that are fun that aren't arbitrarily neutralized. We got 7 seconds. I like, I guess, gun to my head, the 2 over the 9, but I like the 2 or the 9 in either order.
I went with the 4, and I like Straight Cash Homie, but not enough. Also, Straight Cash Homie coming off an injury last race, so I'm just staying away from that in general. Mismanaged horse, I can't deal with that. So we'll crush here, and we'll see what we end up getting back from the last race. Even break, 4 goes out. Great. Wire the field.
We talked about it earlier. I feel better about wiring the field in a longer race than in a sprint. It just doesn't seem like it works in a sprint.
Gotta have a good one. Gotta have a good one.
2 and the 9 are not in a great spot. This might be a Superman race. The 2's coming back. Yeah, maybe the 2. This is a big pot though. This is
it was a 7K entry.
$750.
Yeah. This will get your
I
name
think
on
the
leaderboard tomorrow.
I think the 2's got it. It's only the 4 furlong mark, but
half and 50. Meh. We're walking.
It might be over. It might be the 2.
I mean, that's the end, the closing bell favorite, so that would make sense.
So you're saying I'm not doing anything special by calling a race 5 furlongs before it's over?
I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Doesn't mean it's gonna be what it is.
The 9 is closing as well. Yeah, all the 3 horses we talked about. You like Nido King. I like the 2 and the 9.
The one thing I don't
like the 1.
Yeah, I do like the 1, but I don't think the 1 is like the 9's back up there. I didn't think the 1 had enough to hang with the other S's in this race. Don't fucking completely shit the bed. Just stay up there.
Crypto Hog gonna get it with the 8?
Now, come on, 4. Run by him. Ah, I'm fucking nice at this game. I'm telling you right now.
The RTS on right turf,
2-1.
good.
Fucking, we're still hanging in there too. Let's go.
No, the 4's got it for sure. But yeah, that's a nice pick by you.
7-1.
I was very complimentary of the horse. I just didn't think RTS was going to win that race.
It's all right. You can have the big stable. I'll take my little corner that I picked out here. You can have the big racing stable. I'll take the Tuesday night wagering stable. All right, so that's not bad. My 240 got me 2,900 back. We're definitely way up on the night, especially in the last one. So this has been an excellent night. This is probably the best night I've had doing Tuesday nights.
Because I was with you, not because of anything related to the picks, of course.
Nido King had 430 across the board. We're going to get paid on all of those. I was the favorite in the show pool and the second favorite in the place pool. So I'll get a little bit in the place pool.
I did like it to show. I feel like I said that. I thought the preferences would eventually matter over 11 furlongs. But.
Straight cash had one show bet. Unless that was unless someone went through and put 80, did the old Devo, and Devo might be in chat. That might all be Devo's work.
No, I thought the team was juicing the 80. I thought they were doing $1 show, $2 place, and then whatever they're doing.
They didn't do all of them like that because this one didn't. Yeah. They only did the win pool on this one.
What did you have on the big race then? The one that just went live?
I had 400 across. So
it seems nice. What are your picks? I want to make sure you're not copping a fool.
I'm
all right,
scared.
That's it. That's the only horse you bet too. Wow.
Oh, nice dog.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
It's easy game if you just know. You just gotta stay disciplined. Like this one, we knew this race was a crapshoot, so I definitely like the two S minuses. So I'm happy with my little sprinkle there because that sprinkle was a nice payout. This one's obviously gonna be better. Official results in 7. At 7-1, that's a nice. It's lunch money. So what do we get back on that? So the win gets us plus 2,300. Second's a double up. Third, we get a half up. So yeah, that's beautiful. And we got claim tonight, so we're up fucking huge. What a great night.
What are you buying?
I don't know. Gotta buy something, right? Or I gotta check the claimers tomorrow morning. I guess I gotta check the claimers tomorrow morning.
That seems to be the place to go, honestly. Even if I was telling a newcomer now, at this point, you do have to understand the claimers. It's not this is not the first day you monitor PFL. Go look at claimers and find a horse. We're past that. Everybody that is monitoring claimers is pretty sharp. Most times they won't tell you if there's a filly and a claimer until there's 30 claims, and then they'll tell you there's a filly and a claimer. So most of them aren't obvious, but you just have to consider whatever your range of outcomes are for a crown in the next month or 2 months, and knowing that the person that gets last in the race gets the same amount of crown as the person that gets first in that race. And then how strong a given archetype is. We're definitely seeing a differentiation between archetypes. We saw that left dirt was soft, sprint was the RDF got second. So we're seeing RDF is just super strong across the board, which was predictable. I think everybody that has been around in the betas would have expected that. But we're also seeing places like LTS are being somewhat soft, and not in a bad way. Soft in the sense that there's not a lot at the top end. So if you have a really nice S minus, all of a sudden you actually have a good horse, a really good S minus at RT or RDF, maybe not that great of a horse. And as evidence of that, the one person that needs horses less than me Soulmates claimed 2 S- Colts at LTS from us yesterday and 83K claimers. They got first and second. It was a 5-horse race. He took them both. He didn't take one or the other. He took them both. So, if you're paying attention, just look at claimers, but learn a specific area. Don't try to understand RDF, RDS, LTF, LTS, RD, or LDF. I don't even monitor RD, generally speaking. I don't monitor RTS, generally speaking. Like, there's only so much one person can monitor. So find your niche and crush your niche. Pay attention to 40 to 60K claimers at RTS and be the guy that knows which horse should or shouldn't be in an RTS 40 to 60K claimer. And if it shouldn't be there, meaning it's too good, claim it. But don't confuse yourself with a guy that's the 70 to 90K LDF claimer, because you don't know that area as well as that person does. So everybody can have their niche. Common refrain is ask questions. Everybody here wants you to get better at the game, because if you get better at the game, it's better for everybody. Even if we don't make more money than we would have otherwise, I want the game to be sustainable, and the way to do that is to inform everybody.
Yeah, I'm counting up I'm doing my plus minus right now to see what we ended up on the night. But yeah, this is probably one of the better nights I've had on Tuesday nights. Yeah, the race card is great. Like I said, in my description of tonight's stream, I thank the team for allowing me to piece my own custom card together, and I think it was pretty solid. I think it was a pretty good handicapping card. I think it was a very good race card in general. Only one allowance race where there was weights we had to worry about, and everything else was a pretty straightforward, even field for every race, and it was great. I had fun. I definitely have more fun this week than I have in previous weeks, especially rushing around the last couple of minutes before the races pop off or the pools close. 13. So next Tuesday, we're only going to get better, I hope. I go back to the team with my concerns, my changes. Next week, hopefully there's, we have a stack of juvenile races as well. But yeah, I fucking thought tonight was great. Hope Chad had fun. Sten's had fun, I know that. Even though he can't partake. Sten just likes to talk, so he's just having so much fun.
I mean, we won a big race. He
did. He did. I guess congrats there. You needed it more, so you got it.
We did need it more. We definitely needed it more.
Shit. I'm counting up my shekels right now. Math is hard.
Big claimers not just Tuesday though. Big claimers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I feel like with them seeing, that they fill and they're gonna go with full fields, like let's get more into the rotation now. Like this was kind of like a little preview that's what I wanted. I asked for four high end claimers, 125 plus claimers, and I asked for some mid levels. I didn't think we were going to get I didn't think the fields were going to be as big as they were, but that's fucking awesome. So that, like I said, you build it, they will come. That's it. You build it, they will come. Let me see here. Shit. Oh, yeah, we had a good night. We actually had a really good night.
I feel like you're like poker player trying to do spreadsheet work there. You should definitely hire that out.
I am. All right. So I put just under 8K in bets, returned 15K.
That's nice.
And netted 7,600. So just under $100.
Nice. 2 to 1.
That's a good night. That's a good
night.
Yeah, listen, this is fun. Putting money away is the best fun I could ever have, honestly. I've been doing it since I was a fucking 7-year-old. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good night. I hope everyone else. Listen, chat. Stens gave away a free one. I capitalized. I hope chat got it on that. There was another, just like the one S was obviously free money. Stens' S minus was free money. A couple of those races were hard to handicap, but sometimes you just got to throw darts. And if it means you don't hammer the shit out of one, like I put 400 across on the last race. If it means I don't do that and I take a couple sprinkles like I did the race previous where we hit to 12-1, that's fine. And also just not betting is fine too. If you don't like the race or it's too tough to figure out, you don't have to do anything. You can just sit it out and wait for the next one. It's the best part. But on that note, I'm gonna fucking call it, honestly. And I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. I have my notes tomorrow for the team, and I'm gonna submit them, and I'm gonna say, hey, this was great. Let's do more, but also more high-level claiming throughout the week. More claiming in general throughout the week. That's basically what it comes down to. Is just more claiming races in general. So, yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like you had horses in, but you still made out because of Crown. Hail Crown, Hail Crown. But yeah, Stens, thanks for hanging out.
No worries.
I don't know when you go live next. It's usually pretty spontaneous. I guess there might be, if something happens from now until Friday, you might go live Friday.
No one knows.
Saturdays and Sundays are football days. Won't do all that. You do like Monday night before football starts. It's not bad.
But I'm for sure gone. I'm for sure gone Friday through Monday the next 2 weeks in a row. I'll be in Nashville / Tuscaloosa, and then
did you teach
New Orleans / Baton Rouge?
Did you teach the partners how to enter horses yet, or you just taking 2 weekends off?
No, we can enter horses. That's not that big of a deal. No,
Louisiana might not allow it. Tennessee might not allow it.
That is fair. That part's fair. I didn't think about that. You're right.
There is horse racing in Louisiana. I don't know about Tennessee.
No, I know it's called the Fairgrounds. I've been there a few times.
Fairgrounds is fun.
And shout out to anybody in chat. If you're either in Nashville, would be easier. New Orleans would be very easy. In the next 2 weeks, Nashville the first weekend, New Orleans the next weekend. Would be happy to grab a beer with you. I'll be going to both LSU games. So the one game is obviously in Tuscaloosa, but we're flying in and out of Nashville for fun, and then I'll be in New Orleans the following weekend.
Wonderful. All right. You can get a hold of Stens on Twitter. What do you got on Twitter? ABS. So
the easiest way to get to me is Stens31 on all platforms, Discord, Twitter, the like.
And then on Twitch, your Absolute Horsepower.
Absolute HP, yep.
Cool. Perfect. Wonderful. Chat, thank you. Stens, thank you. And see you next week.